Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and welcome to Court Battle League's amazing Apex Legends Tournament Series. This tournament series is called Champions Legacy because the community is coming together to build their legacy. This is our world. This is our arena. This is our battle royale. This is our Apex Legends and Titanfall universe. We share this as one, and we are building something amazing here at CBL. And I just wanted to start the stream off by thanking everybody involved, from all of the players to See the One You Envy, who's the boss lady, helping out with the scores and organizing players during the events, and all of the guest casters that we have, long lists that we'll get into later. And on top of that, of course, Respawn allowing us to be able to do this through their private servers. This is not affiliated or partnered. This is our movement, the community. And man, oh man, we are about to showcase you to you guys nothing but the best. So thank you so much for tuning in. And the show is just about to get started. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Court Battle League. This is where I, your host, only organize tournaments for games I truly love and enjoy for you guys to also enjoy with me. So get ready for something special here at Court Battle Leagues. It is just the beginning, and man, oh man, we have a special treat for you guys. Before we talk about anything else, let's just say hello to me. That's right, Mad Gamer, your host for the whole night. We're gonna have an amazing tournament. We're gonna get into that in a second, but I would like to break down a couple of things. First and foremost, hello, and you are welcome for tonight's craziness that is gonna happen. I want to discuss one future possibility that's certain to a certain extent. We will be having private arenas tournaments as well, possibly starting next week. I can't guarantee a date just yet, but it's already in discussion, and you guys are going to be lucky enough to see and enjoy that with me and be a part of it. So get to our Discord, get involved, and be a part of this movement as we go forward. That being said, I don't even want to talk too much today. We're going to keep it very short for the intro because we have all the teams lined up. They are ready to go, and we're going to bring the fire to you guys. I want to showcase the format only so you can understand exactly what the format is for today. Pretty simple format. These teams are trying to score points so that they can get to 50. How do they get to 50? Well, placement points, as you can see here, and kill points. The only game changer in this tournament is the multiplier. Every round, points go up 2, 3, 4, or 5, which allows teams to catch back up and possibly win it all. What are they scoring for? They're all trying to reach 50. Once you reach 50, you are eligible for the match point threshold. This threshold gives you a chance to win it all if you can get first place. So you are 100% invited to get excited because this format is so much fun. Every single week we host these tournaments multiple times a week, and it has been an insane finishes for the most part on every single aspect. Teams that we've seen struggling at the start end up somehow catching back up, getting in there and finishing the games off perfectly. It has been top tier stuff, and we are gonna go ahead and get this rolling as we speak right now. We want to say good luck to all of the players. We're going to showcase the schedule right before we get into these matches. Check it out, guys. Next week, we have multiple events. We're going to start doing double headers next week. So get ready for multiple entries. Let's say you play at the first event at 6 p.m. Once that finishes between 8:30, you can play in the next event if you did not win and continue to try to get your chances to be a part of what we have going on. The Champions Legacy, to break it down, we're going to do that after this so you can know how the roadmap works and the details on that. I'll showcase it quickly. Basically, all of these community events are qualifiers for you to have a chance to enter into our majors. Our majors are where you can play as a top team, only invites only. Then from there, you have the chance to reach our championship where our prizes will be. That is the general format. But man, oh man, you're in for a treat because you never know how this will go. Everybody has a chance right now throughout all the community to get themselves in and possibly win big time as we go forward. That being said, we're going to shift this on over and head straight into the games right now so that you guys can see what is going on. Ladies and gentlemen, teams are going to start dropping and it's going to get crazy. But before it gets crazy, I would like to introduce my co-host for the day, Cowsworth, who's also a player and a commentator, and we invite everybody who wants to be a part of this movement to come get involved and jump on in as we go forward. We're going to go ahead and pay attention to Minty Maniacs. They have been a wild team for the past 2 weeks, playing in our tournaments and doing something crazy. Hey, Kyle, how we doing today?
Hi, Mag. Thanks for having me. Yeah, no, we're doing good today.
Good to hear from you. So this is my favorite old school map. We're going to get this officially back soon, which we'll talk about shortly on Tuesday. But what is your favorite drop spots in this area, if you don't mind breaking it down?
At the moment, it's kind of caustic. There's good loot, and not many teams usually go there. Or if you do, it's just the one where you can have an isolated fight, get some points early.
I could dig it. Sounds good. So Caustics, and I'm sure there's teams just drop there. We'll look into that in a second. Personally, I love Caustics just because you can get all that gold gear. It's worth the fight if you do get into some trouble. And talking about trouble, we're looking at Minty Maniacs in a little bit of a scrap here and trying to keep it together here, doing really good. Their comp is a little interesting. They got Fuse in here right now, and that is a unique pick for a tournament. Nothing wrong with Fuse. If you like him, go for it. But we do have Valkyrie and Gibby here, which are always good together. I love them, that combination. And man, oh man, Minty Maniacs already wiping and doing very well right there. That's what you like to see, that type of action, pushing the pace and doing their job. And now they have control of the map and that area specifically as we rotate over and check on a few other teams. As we see right now, KML is in a fight right now, trying to figure out what is going on. They're playing against the Paper Chasers. I like that name right there. Good energy right there. And they're kind of playing passive here, poking. I like it when teams take their time. It showcases strategic, tactical gameplay. Aping all the time isn't the answer. And what would you do in these type of scenarios here where you know there's a team right next door, Kyle?
It all depends on what you're starting off with your loot. If you're unlucky with your RNG, and they've definitely got a stronger comp with a Gibraltar, where you can bubble up and isolate one of your teammates to fight. Personally, we always find it better to rotate, get a high ground, take the fight so it's an advantage position for us, fight on our terms, not theirs.
That's very true. And that is actually one of my favorite things to kind of point out and try to stress to everybody is don't just take the fight. Make sure you have the angle or the positioning in the situation. You know, if you got to back off and just reset, that's fine. That's actually better than just saying, oh, I'm going to go ape it. I'm going to let my pride get in my way and go ape it all the time. And we're programmed, let's be honest, as gamers, for when we first start off as kids, to ape and to just push. You want to fight? Let's go. And just rush in there. As you get older or smarter, you start to play a little more strategic, as Kyle explained here, breaking it down when it comes to knowing what to do in these situations and not just rushing through to try and ape and hope to get the kill. So as you see right now, I like Paper Chasers. They stepped off, and we're gonna take a look. Speaking of stepping off, there is some fights going on right now, and it's looking good for Noku. They are back, ladies and gentlemen. They have been here before, but they are back, taking out one player, and they're looting up right now. You like what you see from them? Very confident and comfortable. Minty Maniacs right next door to them, so be careful for that. We got a lot of great teams that we know and some new ones. We're looking at Team Fuego right now as a team that never been here before. And for those that don't know, and I'll translate here, Fuego means fire. So imagine Team Fire. I like it like that. And there's a tons of new teams that we have not seen. KML is another team that is new today. Sola Esports, another new team. Paper Chasers that we saw earlier, another new team. There's a lot of new teams in here that is interesting for me. My favorite name right now so far in the lobby, Grown Man Menslayer. Oh man, wouldn't that be amazing if it was like an all-women team, just Grown Man Slayer? Kyle?
Sorry about that. No, it would be really good. I don't usually see many female teams on. I know there is some events that are trying to encourage more female players to jump in and make pro teams, but it's very few and far between.
Yeah, that's very true. But I love it, man. I watched the Queens GG tournament back in May, and they were doing some amazing stuff. It was pretty funny, actually. I was telling my niece and nephew today that the rules were funny because it was for content creators, a tournament, and basically had some really wild, fun rules, keeping it interesting and keeping it light, not too serious, which is nice. You know, sometimes you're in these tense moments where you're trying to win it all and you're trying to get there. Once we get to the majors and all of these top teams are showcased on our events, we know it's going to be stressful, so we'll try to like offer some type of fun scrimmages or side tournaments that people can play and they won't feel that pressure of, you know, trying to win it all. And speaking of win it all, Grown Men Slayers are looking for some smoke right now against Raven, a team who has been with us consistently almost every single week. They showed up at least to one event, and these guys are building an esports family. They have 2 teams right now, and they continue to try to recruit and find serious players who really want to take it to the next level and move forward. But look at this, right next door to them, Laundromat right above, waiting to grief these guys, and everybody's in the circle and they're sitting comfortable. So you got to be careful here on this fight. You want to win it and just keep holding your ground. You don't want them to push you back out or make you rotate into a dangerous area. Really good for Laundromat having the high ground right now. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Solar Esports are having some trouble. They're down to the last man.
Oh man. Yes. So tons of action happening right now. Speaking of action, we're looking at Paper Chasers also in action. But as we go, Laundromat getting into this fight. The Gibby bombardment's happening, and they're trying to clean up shop. One last player trying to survive this situation. Can the Ravens do something about it? Laundromat looking strong, very, very strong, coming in hot, and they wipe out Ravens. And there you go, Laundromat cleaning up all that dirty laundry, taking care of business, and getting themselves all this loot. One thing I like about wiping a team is you just got 10 minutes worth of looting in one fight. You can pick up everything you need for the next couple rounds until you get to the final round where you might need a little more ammo or heals and things like that. So pretty slick stuff by them. And speaking of Slick, right next door to them, Team O Block is here, and they are going to be probably contesting this situation. They know that there's a team next door, but we're going to keep an eye on them. O Block as they go forward. Speaking of O Block, it looks like Grown Men Slayer are also in the vicinity too. So it's a lot of teams in the area, and it could get pretty crazy quickly because it's only 12 teams. It's only the second ring, but I feel like the way the ring is set up, you're going to see a lot of collisions in these areas because there's so much open area in Kings Canyon. And speaking of King Canyon, it's great news for everybody. A little update. On Tuesday, we will get the OG Kings Canyon map and World's Edge original. And if you're like me who played since season 0, it was my favorite map. Competitively, I go with World's Edge right now, but for fun, the original map had some wild areas that I'm interested to see come back. On top of that, we getting arenas with Skulltown map, so a lot of good stuff. And then on top of that, like I said earlier, expect a tournament for the arenas. We will be having private servers. Yep,
Shadow Rats.
grown men are going at it right now, wiping down one of the players, and they're gonna hit him with a Gibby bombardment right now, defensive bombardment. See if that works. And they are in the thick of it with Fuego. Team Fuego down to one player. I don't think they're gonna make it here if Grown Men could take advantage of it and push that situation.
Yeah,
and look
also
at this, there's multiple teams.
Supermen and Shadow Rats are in a 3-way fight at the moment.
Yeah, we're looking at KML versus Grown Men right now. They're really going in hard. A nice third-party push by KML. They're looking to try to clean this up, but man, I can't lie to you. The Slayers are looking pretty serious here, wiping KML also. And that right there is critical. Good stuff by them. As we speak, we just saw Team Shadow Rats. Only one player left trying to survive this fight. It's looking like it's a 2-on-1, and we don't know what's going to happen here. I would definitely get out of the situation for a moment. You don't want to stay in this fight and just kind of reset. Shadow Rats have been on this tournament for a bit, doing really good. And just overall great people, professional, on time. That's what we request here for our esports organization. A lot of teams to show up and to, you know, be as professional as possible while they play and before and after. It's very critical. It's looking like Shadow Rats picking up one of their teammates' banners. They can't get both, and that's a tough situation, but it's never over. We've seen one player win the tournaments for everybody, so it's very possible. Let's see how this goes. Right now, down to 9 teams with round 3 right around the corner, and we're gonna watch Shadow Rats as we go. Looking at he's trying to pop off on a player. The question is, does he understand it's 3-on-1 right now, and he might get into a hairy situation all alone. I would try to rotate out of there and get into a good position. What would you do here, Kyle?
Yeah, personally myself, yeah, as he is now, as a Valkyrie, I'd reposition from that because I would not like that. It's a horrible place to fight, especially if you're on your own. Yeah, I definitely agree that the smart move is for him to rotate, get somewhere safe, and get some of them placement points.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, you're all alone. He does have one of his teammates' banners. I mean, imagine they come back and they win this all. That would be insane. He makes it all the way deep into the ring, and this is good and bad because the position that he's at, we saw multiple teams already in this area earlier, and this just means the moment he revives, somebody's going to come down on their heads. We'll take a look who's close by. Grown Men right next door. They can see him from where they are on this rooftop, so he's going to go ahead and try to respawn his teammate and keep things going. It's easier said than done. We'll see what he can do here. So far, so good, being able to just stay alive for this situation. Now it's all about him ratting it out, but he's getting caught into another fight with Laundromat. Man, sometimes when you're a rat, it's the cats and dogs just come chase you down, and that's what's happening right now. Shadow Rat trying to survive, getting hit pretty hard and taken down, and there goes Shadow Rat. But that opens up the door between Laundromat and Slayer. They're both within each other's line of sight, and there might be a big fight here. Speaking of big fight, Humble right around the corner. This team has been incredible for the past 2 weeks, just performing very well, and we're gonna see them third party this situation as we see multiple teams grouping up for this fight right now. So we'll see how that plays out. The problem with Humble is they already lost a player. We don't know if they're gonna get him back. Man, there's multiple teams in here. 4 teams right in this area. Supermen, who we haven't talked about today, started yesterday their first tournament with us and did pretty good, but right now this is not a safe zone for anybody in this vicinity. So many teams and so much action about a kickoff. And as we go, wanted to give Kyle a second there, but as we go, we're gonna look and open up the map. As you can see, it is getting crazy right now, and all these teams will be fighting very shortly, and they are already fighting. Humble with down to 2 players, trying to push the pace on Fuego. Fuego on the Gibby Dome is the only thing keeping them alive, and they're gonna have to rotate out of that situation. It might be a terrible thing, and they actually made it out somehow. Most of them made it out. 1 player's down. Now they got to figure out how to survive. Oh man, 2 players getting taken down. It's looking like Humble definitely humbling people left and right in this lobby right now with the way they're playing. I like what I'm seeing by them. Not too aggressive.
I love that play. Humble there, even though they were 2v3, they showed the confidence. Noticed that they were scared and easily turned what should have been a hard situation into an easy fight. That was very well played by them.
Exactly, Kyle. So, you know, you mentioned something that I would like to point out too, the psychological battle. I always tell people to at least fire back, try to hit somebody a little bit, because what's going to happen is they're going to think twice of pushing you if you can hit them hard enough to make them say, oh, wait a minute, I got to go heal back up, instead of running into the fight. So very true and interesting. And if we look at this carefully, Kyle, if you take a look at the map and just see what is happening on the map, where it's closing right now, and you know, we're sitting here in the swamp area, and where these teams are positioned, as we're going to actually rotate over to some drama happening right now. Team 6, they are pushing the pace right now, trying to get some action going with the Mastiff. Down a player and a half here, and it's crazy. Oh man, Paper Chasers get taken out by Team 6, and that was a pretty good run there. Now they're going to have a chance to get into the rotation safely. For me right now, I'm looking at Laundromat, and I feel like they are top tier material right now. They're in the best spot, more or less. They can't get hit from behind. They're right next to the next ring. What are you seeing here, Kyle?
Yeah, I've got to agree with you. Laundromat, from the looks of it right here, I've got the ideal position. They already have rotation. They've already checked behind them. They've got half of that next zone to themselves for free, and everybody else is going to have to struggle and fight for a foot zone in.
Yep, that's very true. And speaking of zone in right now, Humble trying to find their way into the zone, and I don't know if they're gonna make it through, but it's a dangerous slope to be this far out with multiple teams within the vicinity that will most likely grief you to death. Hopefully not. We'll see if they can pull something amazing off, have some good fun gameplay here in the last seconds with 5 teams left. This is round 5, and this is where it gets very real. As you can see, Minty Maniacs trying to survive the push. Can they do it against Team 6? Team 6 has been very aggressive. They do have multiple kills. So pretty interesting to see what they can do against a great team like Maniacs, who know how to play defensive, but also know how to play aggressive when necessary. So, and right above it all, Team Slayer are here just waiting to grief anybody that they see. They have multiple teams on line of sight. They're waiting for them to pop their heads out and get into trouble. So 5 teams, all being patient. Right now, Laundromat, the only team in a big fight right now, trying to clean up shop with that massive, but they get taken out by Team 6. Oh my, Team 6 doing really good right now. But Team Humble right next door, smelling blood, actually griefing Team 6. Perfect timing for that. Again, Team Humble with 2 players, like Kyle was saying. Only 2 players, but still being very aggressive and pushing. Imagine what they could do with 3. So you like where Team Humble is. Really nice area. I do like Minty Maniacs right now also. They're in the ring. They don't have to get into any fights. They're kind of letting everybody do their work. For me, I would come in when the last 2 teams are fighting each other. Kyle, what do you feel would be the best setup here overall with 4 teams left and we're in the final ring?
Feel now, even though Team Humble had a very great position, they got forced out by Gibby bombardment. So right now, I believe Gibraltar's here at this type of zone where it's wide open are going to be key for your play. It's really going to come down to discipline on ultimates and keeping that bubble for the last second.
This is so true. I love that you said that. And then now, like, if you do have a Gibby, you know, one of those conversations is, do I drop it early now so I can wipe out another team? Personally, I like to wait till the last minute and only use it when necessary. I think people use it too early. All your tactical, all your utilities shouldn't be used right away. You should wait until the right time when you know you can use it proper, especially the Gibby. He's such a critical character for the game. What are you seeing here? I'm seeing Team 6 with a Gibby. I'm seeing Slayers with a Gibby. I'm seeing Minty Maniacs with a Gibby. Humble is the only team without a Gibby. Who do you feel will come out here? Let's make some predictions right as the match starts to get hot right now.
I've got to say Team 6 is in the ideal location. They've got where the zone's closing. Humble is going to have to push them without a Gibraltar, a 2v3, and the other 2 teams, Grown Men and Minty, have to fight each other to get through that choke. So that's going to be a bloodbath. I feel, personally, Team 6 might have this one, if they can keep composed and not get scared and throw it.
Yeah, that's very true. And right now, surviving the bombardment from Team Humble, you know, it's looking like Slayers easily got through with that without having to waste their Gibby bubble or bombardment. And look, they're going to waste their bombardment as we speak. It's about to get very real right now, and this is tough because they just used their Gibby bubble. Now they don't have one, and it's looking real good for Slayers. They're gonna take their time here and clean up shop, taking out Minty Maniacs. Only 1 player left, and there it is. 2 teams left. 6 versus, and the push is happening, folks. Right as we speak, Team 6 coming in hot with the win. Incredible finish. Talk about a third party. So good, so well done, perfectly done there, Kyle.
No, that was a brilliant play. It's exactly what I'd have done if I had their position as well. And they had a really good comp for that.
Yeah, it was incredible stuff. And it's just the beginning of our tournaments, guys. We have so much more to come. Of course, this is just game 1. We're going to get everybody back into the lobby, get everything situated for you guys, and then get the ball rolling as we do. I am your host, Mad Gamer. This is our studio, Court Battle Leagues, and you are watching Champions Legacy Tournament Series. What is this tournament series? Man, there's a lot to say. But what I'm about to do is give you a video so you can watch what this tournament is all about. Welcome to Apex Legends by Court Battle League. We have a tournament series where everybody is invited to join. Whether you're PC or console, you can enter these tournaments and have a chance to advance and get into our championship series. The tournament is based off of you guys. We have events every single week for you to enter for free right through our Discord. Head over there, check out the information. Feel free to contact me, Mag Gamer, and I will gladly help you out on how to get involved with this amazing community. And these tournaments have been a blast to organize and cast. So you're looking at the roadmap for our tournament series. The roadmap has many dates. Every single week we will have tournaments. So we don't have these dates here for you, but if you head to our Discord, you can check out our schedule and see when you can enter in our next events. These events are community events, meaning everybody is welcome to join. From here, you will be entering to compete to get into the majors. Just to take a quick look, closer look, these community events are for everyone and they have a chance to enter into our majors. The details about our community events are pretty simple. It's open to the public. Players can sign up and compete and hope to make it through this qualifier so that they can get into the majors. You wonder what the majors are. These are where only the top teams are able to enter. So once you win the community events, you will automatically be entered and advanced to the majors. Majors will have an invite-only process. Moving on is after you make it into the majors, if you can win that, you will go into the championship rounds. These rounds are amazing with top tier teams and players. Only the best of the best and the winners of our majors will be able to compete in the championship rounds. This is going to be something that Core Battle League is excited to bring to you guys, and we can't wait to see who gets crowned the Champions Legacy. Taking a step back and looking at all of the roadmap, you, the community from here, will have a chance to compete in our tournaments to get into the majors. The majors will be announced sometime in July, and we will have you guys ready to go for the championships in August. So far, it's been an exciting time, and we have a lot more in store for you guys with this event, and we hope you enjoy our tournaments as they go on. This video will be used for the community to understand exactly what we have to offer. Once again, everybody is welcome to join these. They are every single week. They are free on every platform. If you have any questions, head over to the Discord, get all the information you need, and join us as we enjoy Apex Legends together. As your commissioner and your caster, this is Mag Gamer thanking you, and we hope you enjoy. Let's talk format. Apex Legends Champions Legacy Tournament Series has a very unique format. It is called Match Point, a system that Respawn themselves created for their tournaments. We decided to take that format and add some extra twists to bring more excitement for the community. I'm going to break it down into details to help you understand exactly what to expect. 20 teams will enter into our private lobbies to play Battle Royale. Teams will be facing each other to reach and score 50 points. Once they reach 50 points, that threshold makes them eligible for a chance to win the next game. The way they get to 50 is through placement points and elimination points. Placement points are as follows, as you see on the screen. First place gets 12, second gets 9, third place gets 7, etc., etc. Elimination points are where we add multipliers. the first round, each kill will be 1 point. On the second round, it'll go up to 2. In the third round, it'll go up to 3. As you can tell, each round will boost the number of points you get per elimination, adding more excitement. When a team does reach 50, when they reach the threshold for match point, they are eligible to win the whole game. But the only way they can win is if they place first place after reaching 50. So your team wants to get high placement and as many kills as possible to make it there. The exciting part is, as the rounds progress, kills are worth more points, and they will give other teams chances to catch up if they can perform well. There can only be one winner in this tournament. This isn't a highest score match. This is who can reach 50 and then become first place winners of the next match after reaching 50. This is the format, and we hope you guys enjoy today's tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. And man, oh man, it is just getting started, but check this out. The leaderboards are in. This is only the first game, okay? But if you pay attention, check it out. Team 6 right now has 24 points. That's almost half the amount needed to win it all. Oh, not to win it all, to be eligible to win it all. First team that gets to 50 will have a chance to win it all. But man, that is crazy. And I love what I'm seeing by them. And if we take a deeper look, Grown Man Slayer with 14, as well as Laundromat. So these two teams performing well on the first game, doing their job. And I love what I'm seeing by those guys so far. It's getting interesting, to say the least, when it comes to the first game. Still very close. You have teams like Minty Maniac with 11 and Humble with 10. And so far, so good for all those guys below also, because this isn't about the first game. Every game has multipliers, and you can catch right back up and have a chance to win it all as you go forward. There is no luck in life. There's only hard work, effort, and determination. So the teams who put in the most work, who put in the best effort, and have the determination will win tonight. That being said, enough is enough talk, guys. We're going to get into this game. Once again, feel free to post up who you think is going to win it all tonight. Some great performances so far. I don't have a prediction just yet, but I always like to see these teams at the bottom of the bracket that are amazing but can't win it all on the first game, and they look like they're probably not that good. Then all of a sudden they step it on up and then turn up the notch, and they end up scoring big, becoming first place, and winning it. Because teams, and we've seen it multiple times, come in hot and they win multiple games in the beginning. This has been about 4 teams that this has happened to. They've won the first couple games, then they can't finish. So pretty interesting. We will see what happens here as we go forward. We are going to have ourselves the map that I think is the most competitive when it comes to overall maps in this game, World's Edge. And I'm curious, we have one of our players slash commentators in the building, and he can give me his thoughts on World's Edge. We got Calsworth in the building.
Yeah, hi Mike. Yeah, no, this is a quite competitive map. It's easy rotations. There's plenty of redeploy balloons about, and now with Valkyrie in, people can send all the time. It'll be interesting to see how many people they'll go straight into the center of cap and have some early fights.
Right. And be honest, let's be honest. We all like a little bit of dropping hot on frags, just good areas. But at the same time, personally, on a competitive aspect, when you see the ring end in frags, it becomes somewhat of trouble because teams will just camp out in the room in the buildings for the whole game until they're forced out because of the ring. So it gets a little slower, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. It's more strategical and everybody's being patient. Speaking of patience, we're going to see 3 teams drop right at, as I said it, close enough. Closest thing to frags is Skyhook here. And we got Team 6 in the building. Noku also in the building. These guys are going to end up in a fight very shortly. Now, this is the decision where you make. You want to jump in there early if you pick up a gun, or you're going to wait, try to loot up, get with your team, and figure out what's the advantage, Kyle.
Definitely, if you don't, in situations like this, if you've got a Gibby team, you can sure isolate right off the bat, or even a caustic like KML are doing right now. They've got the Gibby, they've got the caustic, and they're actually taking a fight early. But in normal situations, personally, I'd like to reposition, group up, and then take a fight when you all know where you're at.
Yep. Speaking of fight, they're down 2 players. There's only 1 player alive. Trying to go at it. Minty Maniacs cleaning up shop and doing a good job there. Like what you see by Minty Maniacs, always performing well all the time. They're always top 5 teams. And last 2 weeks that they have been in these tournaments, really good stuff by them. And speaking of good stuff, again, let's take a quick look into the actual ring and see where it all is going down. And we might end up in some interesting battles here for the finale as we see the ring is closing down south, which to me is always fun action over there. You have some really great building areas, but also just places to rotate and get into some serious battles as we go forward. Speaking of battles, Skyhook is finally going to get into the action in a minute. As we talked about, speaking of Skyhook, Raven, Team Raven right now chasing down Humble Aces. Humble Aces is a secondary team to Team Humble, and these guys have been fighting against Team Humble. We watched them go head to head a few times yesterday. So right now, Raven trying to showcase that they are the real deal, but Team Humble also with a secondary team. Both of these guys have 2 teams. Today only the Humble Aces are playing for their as a branch sister. And look at this, doing good from above, but they get taken down. Now it's 1-on-3. Looking like Ravens are gonna take this here with the EVA 8. Ladies and gentlemen, easy stuff. Speaking of EVA 8, Kyle, what are we talking about here when it comes to the shotguns, man? EVA 8 has become the mother of shotties, and it's changed the game drastically because we used to discuss it as one of the and as we speak, Team Humble gets taken out by Laundromat. Great stuff there by Laundromat. Again, another top team. They have 14 points, and with these kills and things like that, it's gonna put them right up there more and more and more. And again, right now, Eva's just standard, isn't it? Do you know anybody else rocking any other shotgun?
Kyle? No, by what I can see, quite favourable as well still, even after it's no longer a care weapon.
Anyway,
PK seems to be quite favourable as well still, even after it's...
Kyle having some mic audio issues there. Yeah, he said something about PK. We couldn't hear it exactly. PK was the #1 gun back in season 0 when I first played Apex, and I still love the gun, but it's one of those guns you got to be good with. You got to be able to hit your shots. Man, and speaking of hit your shots, it's looking like Fuego losing a player, trying to figure out what's happening. I don't know if they're gonna go get him. Doesn't look like they will. And at the moment, 6 is very comfortable at Skyhook. Not really too worried. You can see they're just looting up, taking their time, handling their business, doing their job. can take a look at Sola Esports, another team that's brand new here. Hopefully this is a start for them to really put their name on the map, get themselves some good action. At the moment, they are in the bottom 20 half, so they're 13th overall, and they haven't got to really score much. But as you can see, they're surviving. There's only 10 teams left, so they still have a chance here to make some noise and do something as they go forward. Speaking of do something, very, very quiet for the moment. And as we speak, Laundromat's about to get into it with Fuego. Fuego down a player, and they're just trying to stay alive here. Looks like Laundromat doesn't have a problem backing off of that situation and just looting up and getting what they want. I want to talk about something personal here. I haven't used a Kraber in a while, and I've been using it for season 9, and I'm so in love with it again. There's few guns in the game that will make me kind of tell everyone, let me get it, let me get it. That is one right now that I've been hitting my shots with that thing, and I've been enjoying it because it's so powerful. Just makes you feel good when you can definitely land your shots. And again, teams are playing smart, holding positions, and right now Slayer's coasting, waiting and scouting, trying to see where these teams are. They actually see Team Fuego, and I'm not sure if Team Fuego sees them because they're walking right towards them, so they might get into a fight here very shortly. We will see. And there it is right there, waiting for the perfect time to try to ambush him and finish him off. And they actually do some work there, taking down one of their players, but they still have a teammate who can possibly try to help out in this situation. Right now, use all your grenades and abilities. If you know your teammate's down, he's about to get thirsted, as a matter of fact. So they're going to score some points when they do thirst him here. And there it is. They finish him off. Slayers losing another player. Team Fuego getting out of that situation. And here we are as we go forward. So far, so good for multiple teams. For me, when I want to look at this carefully and I check it out, it's not all about kills, because Battle Royale is more than just kills. But if your team is hot and they're hitting on all cylinders with some kills, this tells you that once they reach the 50-point match point system, they're eligible to win it all. Then they'll be able to withstand fights and be able to put in some work. And this is very important, because a lot of teams that get to 50, they will play passive, and they're very afraid because they have to get first place. And what you got to understand is that this game is all about becoming number one, winning it all. But you can't always win it all if you don't have, you know, that ability to fight back and to win fights when you do get pushed, or maybe you'll be doing the third party. It's very important to have the skill. So staying in some type of action a little bit is helpful. Waiting it out for 20 minutes long per match, it's not going to help you in the fights. So we'll see what happens. Still pretty early, and these teams are all starting to rotate deeper into the ring. Looks like 6 actually at the edge of the map, playing it a little more strategic and smarter. They want to become first place also, so they do have some kills here. Don't sleep on them. They're already at 6 kills as a team, and they're going to be scoring pretty good overall if they can place high as well. But we don't know how that would work, because you got teams like Laundromat, who's been performing well. New teams like Paper Chasers possibly giving us something. Teams like Sola, Superman. And I just like a costume for Superman. If anybody wants to create one, please do. And let's take a good look here as we see the Slayers actually sitting comfortably in the second ring already, and they're gonna grief the Maniacs, who are right next door. So The Maniacs also in the ring. This is going to be the standoff for the end of the match. If they push early, then they'll be able to throw the team off, which is always good. But if you don't have the advantage, don't push early if not necessary. Both teams are in the ring. They can literally just hold off here, pick off a couple shots, get their shields up to red, and get ready for the situation from there. Anybody's game in this situation. We don't know who will be coming out on top, but man, as I say that, the team with that's on top of the leaderboards are moving in on this action with these two teams fighting with each other. They're gonna get caught between it, and this is gonna force one team to fight. And here it is right here. 6 is already using their defensive bombardment, and it looks like they're going to be fighting against Slayers, but I don't think they know that on the right side of this situation where they're going, they will be facing off against Slayers. So it's a nice little situation. And speaking of that, Team O Block in the building. We haven't heard much from them, but they are not a sleeper team, as they are in the top 10 bracket at the moment. And man, it's getting crazy for Team Slayer. They have to escape the situation. One of their players get taken down. And man, this fight's all over happening right now with Team Laundromat and O Block about to go at it. They just saved Team 6 from the fight. Team 6 is also in this situation, looking to shut it down with a third-party push. And it's looking good for Team 6, taking down one of their players, but hurting bad too. They got a player down, and my gosh, it is wild style here. Great stuff by Team 6, being able to clean up a little bit, and now they're going to get back out there and try to survive the bombardments from the rest of these teams. Only 8 teams left. Team 6 healing up, getting back together. Supermen, seeing them, wanting to come in on this action. Not sure they have what it takes for this moment here. It should have pushed earlier. You don't want to push late if you're going to do a third party fight. You want to hit them right as the fight is ending, before it ends. Because if not, teams will swipe their shields. And so far, so good for Team 6, fully healed and back in action. It's looking like Minty Maniacs have been in the ring very comfortable. They're playing strategic. This is all about placement. They want to hold their position in the map. All right, this is not only going to help you win, but it pushes teams to have to get uncomfortable to get to you. So you like what Minty Maniacs are doing. There's still a lot of time left with 8 teams left, and this is where it gets good, folks. It gets really good. And we do have our co-host Kyle. I'm not sure if he fixed his audio, but we are looking for his player insight on this last push here, where only 8 teams.
I think I've got it all fixed now. Yeah, and it looks like esports and chasers as well are having a little bit of a tussle just outside of the zone. They're both looking for placement, but they are also doing a little bit of back and forth as well, trying to zone each other out.
Yeah. Sola right now is actually battling Paper Chaser, and they're both on the roofs, but I'm liking where Paper Chaser's at. They're looking like they're hit Sola with some good shots there. And this is always the fun stuff right here, just picking a couple shots. It helps you get your shield up. You don't have to go looting all the time. Sometimes you can just farm damage and get your shield up here. Paper Chaser's doing really good as far as that goes, but the problem is they're outside of the ring, and they're gonna have to get out of this position that they're holding, and I'm not sure how comfortable they'll be, but it looks like they're gonna push it. They did get Sola to get out of there, Kyle, so that is good for them. Everybody's in the ring, but we're getting down to round 4, where personally this is where it shows me what type of teams you have.
Yeah, definitely. Round 4 going on to round 5 is definitely the point where you can see the difference in experience on people's decision making, on how they're going to look for the zone and rotate. Like now, Paper Chasers, they're in a fight now. Just caught out on rotation.
Oh man, they got revolted. I love it, baby. We finally seen a revolt here. We're gonna see a lot of Revenant next week when his new heirloom comes out and his new ability to climb higher. He can climb almost endlessly. It is gonna get crazy there, and I can't wait for that. Why? Because we don't need to see the same legends in tournaments. We would want to see variety, and Apex does offer a good variety. We always see 10 or more different legends picked, but adding Revenant to the mix will be crazy because we all love playing with him and we hate playing against him. And as we speak, the Revenant team, Team Raven are pushing back on this situation, deciding not to take that fight and find their way out. But man, they're going to be caught up here. This is all dangerous type of scenarios, and I like what Paper Chasers are doing, trying to rotate deeper into the ring, and they've made it through barely, but they're in the edge, and that's good for them. But what we've been waiting for this whole time, Supermen are just sitting by the door at the moment with the funny face off, folks. Everybody's just staring at each other. What is going on? And they decide to go for it. Main Team Maniacs about to fight Supermen. We're gonna see if a Maniac can beat Supermen or not. It's about to go down. This is a door watching, right? A door stare down, guys. And there it is. The door's open. It's on now. Arcstar gets in there, throwing grenades. Gibby Bubble. Man, this is where it gets wild, ladies and gentlemen. And man, Minty Maniacs doing pretty good right now. Looking like they're gonna win this fight for the most part. But I like
doing outstanding to say that they have one good player disconnected. Their Octane is actually DC throughout this fight.
Oh my gosh, that is insane, and they still wipe this team. Talk about superheroes. And speaking of superheroes, oh my goodness, Sola just get wiped by Laundromat with this bombardment coming down. And man, that is what you want to see. Only 6 teams, a couple fights in a row, and it looks like Slayer wants to get in on the action, but he's a one-man wrecking crew. Don't sleep on these one-man wrecking crews. They can do the job here. And Kyle, if you were sitting here as Slayer, one player, Gibby Bubble coming out to rotate, really good stuff. What is your thoughts here on what you would do as you see the map closing off? We're about to get into the final ring.
Personally, I would be quite struggling on what I'm going to do. I'd have to hold that bubble for as long as I can and pray that the team that's holding me out gets third partied. That is honestly what I do. As myself, I'm an Octane main. I can easily just pad out and disappear. I've done countless times before, but I've got to say, his positioning and his discipline on just hiding and just avoiding those third parties in the fights, he's done tremendously well so far.
Definitely. And speaking of doing well, sorry to break the news, but Octane's 60-second pad is getting turned up to 90 seconds, so his usage might drop a little. He was about 13% overall, the highest ever when it comes to him for this season. They did the numbers, and he is overly used so far. I use him, so I'm a part of the problem, but now he's getting that nerf where his pad isn't going to be as often. We know that you can casually drop it every 2 minutes. There were points where I would drop one in every direction while I was camping. I'll hold one in one's left, right, up, down to be able to escape at any moment when necessary. Putting them at doors to block off enemies and give myself a moment if they had to shoot it to take it down. So we'll see what happens with Octane. And speaking of Octane, look at this fire fight that they're having, right? Team Raven getting one player down, losing a player, and now Laundromat looking to get the job done here, see if they can win this fight. It's looking like Raven might take it, but man, Laundromat always been great with this crouch spamming, and they're about to finish this off here, chasing down Raven, trying to find the finish.
That was really well played by Laundromat there. The Gibby, that clutch from the Gibby, that gold backpack just put in work, getting that Wraith back up, and it just completely turned the tables on them.
Exactly, and people got to understand these small little details make the difference. And I like how Kyle keeps pointing out small factors, whether it's the book bag. Who do you want to give the book bag to? You can't give it to your fragger. You want to give it to your defensive player. You want to give it to your supporter. That way they can do their job when necessary. And speaking of necessary, it looks like Clutch, the team who was 24 points right now, is still in the lobby, gonna score pretty nicely, but they're gonna have to try to figure out how to get out of this situation. With Valkyrie, it should be easy to rotate into the ring. Maniacs, only 2 players left, and then Laundromat looking strong, fully decked out. 3 players, 2 of them with the yellow shield, interesting enough, and Minty Maniacs are the only teams that can fight against them. And it would be very interesting if somehow Clutch, which they are rotating at this very moment as we speak, we see them from up high, trying to figure out where to go and rat this thing out and let the other 2 teams fight and get into position to fight. And oh no, he put himself in a bad spot. He is about to get hit pretty hard, just trying to survive this situation, and gets taken down. And here it is. It's going to be a mano a mano. Laundromat versus the Minty Maniacs. You know, we could mix these 2 teams up and just call them Minty Laundry. And that's it. And here it is right here. Good stuff. And again, the thermite grenade might not be the most popular, but is necessary for situations like this. Can flush a team out easily. And look, Minty Maniacs having to Gibby bubble early in this fight. 2 on 3. Can they survive? I like what Laundromat is doing right here with the push, and it is Laundromat Cartel performing and putting in the work on this game. Remember, this game is game 2, which means every kill will be 2 points, which is incredible stuff right now. I'm loving what I'm seeing. Man, oh man, congratulations to Laundromat Cartel for that 2nd game win. I am your host, Mad Gamer, and we are watching amazing stuff. We're going to take a look back at this footage right now, and I'm going to break down what we saw at the finale there from these guys. So game 2, only 2 players left. It looks like Minty Maniacs understood their situation, but they were so pinned down. And this is where I explained to you guys, sometimes being stuck in a small area isn't always viable. You have to know if you can hold that high ground, drop from it, you know, and then go into a building or something, it's better. And right now they're getting thermited, not looking good for them in that situation, already getting damaged before the team even enters, which puts them in a hurting. They did have the Gibby bubble, which they used to get out of that building, but it was not good enough. It was 3 on 2, and it just didn't help. As you can see, they popped the Gibby bubble. And by the way, this is on slow motion for you guys to see what is going down on this situation. And man, I like what I saw. This was smart tactics. They took their time to get out, but the problem was they had nowhere to go. And this is where Laundromat just played their position, forcing them to come out, forcing them into the fight. And the bombardment hitting pretty hard and not doing good for this team here. And again, very simple stuff, not too complicated, right? Force the team out, force them in a vulnerable state, put in the work. Now it's only 1 on 3. And this is just an easy finish right here. Just spectacular stuff right there. And it's good to watch it in slow motion. I hope you guys can enjoy that. The reason for the slow motion is because sometimes the action is so fast, it's hard to call it. So that's what we got for you guys. Kyle, how you like that finish?
No, that was very well played from them. They had the zone, they just held it, and they just waited. They used up all the nades, forced them into a tight situation. Unfortunately, they did have one player that disconnected during that, but either way, from the position that they held and how they played it, I don't think that extra man would have made a difference in that point. Definitely.
It was great stuff, and we're gonna keep going. We're going to game 3 very shortly, but I want to take a second to show you guys the schedule. Next week we have an announcement to make. First of all right, this schedule is gonna change because Next week, I will be doing private arena tournament as well. So we're adding the private arena. There's a conversation I'm going to have with the community in my Discord about running private arena tournaments, but adding it on as a way to get into the majors, possibly. And Kyle, you can give me your input in a second about it. But either way, we're going to set this tournament up for you guys to play arenas privately. So if you have 3 players and you want to jump on board to get in on the arena, private arenas, hit us up. It is going down. I can literally start on Tuesday, but we're going to play our first private arena tournament on Wednesday. So next week, be ready for arenas, private tournaments. The schedule you're seeing here is more or less correct, but we might change the format. Instead of Battle Royale on a couple of these, we'll have some arena private tournaments. I just got the email while I was streaming this. I usually don't look at the phone. For some reason, I looked at the phone, and Respawn sent me an email saying, yes, you got private arenas next week. So it is happening. And I'm so excited because I just want to play. And I might find a way, if you guys are okay with me being in arenas tournaments as well, just to play in them. All right. But that's a different conversation. I'm overexcited. But that's news for all of you guys. We are going to get you guys the leaderboards once they are fully updated and everything's ready to go. See, the one you envy is our scoreboard leader. She is the king/queen. Queen. We're gonna figure out a name there, but she's the queen of this. And just to give it a look, I'm sure it's updated by now. Take a quick look, tell me what you see, and I'm gonna go ahead and break it down as well. Kyle, we're looking at 2 teams, and this has never happened by the 3rd game. 2 teams both reaching 50.
No, it's really, really well done.
Definitely. That doesn't happen. And what this means for those that are new to our format and what's happening is basically, if you want to win this tournament, you have to reach 50 and then place first on the next game. So that means Team 6 and Laundromat Cartel both have a chance to win it all if they can become number 1 on this next game. It's so much easier said than done. Everybody, wants to, I'm the best. But Battle Royale puts you against 19 other teams, 57 other players. Everybody is in one map trying to take you out. And this is right now, teams that see Team 6 or Laundromat in the lobby must, and I repeat, they must attack and take these guys out if they can. That's their job. Teams have to also know that the multiplier is going to be happening for this event. So pretty much you're able to score 3 points during this next match, which is insane. And man, we are pretty much ready to go. Everybody looks like we're solid. We're going to get this rolling. We're not even going to talk anymore, guys. That's how excited I am about this next match. Now, will we get a winner for the first time ever in our tournaments by game 3? I have not seen it yet. It's always been 4 or 5, where you will see a winner. But who knows how this plays out and the way things go. It's determined by the lobby, everybody in here. Kyle, what do you think about this scoreboard here?
No, yeah, obviously the 2 in front that can win it this game potentially have been playing really well, but you can't sleep on Maniacs or Grown Slayer. They've had zone, they've done some good fights, and next thing you know, if the zone's in their favor, they might just drop Team 6 and Laundromat without you even noticing. It's anybody's game still. The match point right now doesn't matter. Not in game 3. It can be anybody's game. There are still good teams in this now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So just as Kyle says, have some faith. If you're down at the bottom of the bracket, you have low numbers, you feeling like, man, we probably won't win this. These guys are gonna win. Guess what? It's your time right now. Get a couple kills, make sure you take out Laundromat Cartel and Team 6. If you get to bump into them, that is your only job for this next match. And it's interesting because, again, it's easier said than done. These teams play very well. They're doing really good. When you get hot, you're hot, and it's hard to stop somebody that's that hot. And these teams are interesting. We're going to take a quick look, and we're going to pay attention to Laundromat for a couple seconds here just to get a look to see what their strategy and their thought process is. We are in Olympus, and I love Olympus visually, but I also love certain areas in Olympus that are just fun to fight, fun to be in, and just entertaining overall. And as we talk about entertaining, I think Team Laundromat is going to Bonsai, which is an interesting pick here. This is a hot zone for the most part, but since this is at the end of the map, it doesn't look like they have much worry from many teams in this scenario. There's one team above them on the other side, so they are going to end up in a fight. And guys, this game is not third person. I'm putting it in third person so we can get a little bit of a animation view and check out some of these outfits from Team Laundromat. It's gonna be interesting to see if they can survive this situation. There's a team right next door to them, and it's Shadow Rats. Shadow Rats are 12th overall, but they can come back easily right here, save the lobby if they can somehow take out the top team, one of the top teams, one of the few that are eligible to win it all.
Yeah, Team Raven now are having a trouble. They're getting pushed early by Gibby.
Yeah, I see that in the kill feed, but we are gonna try to pay attention here to Laundromat. Why? Because they're fighting for the win, right? It's their game to lose. Right now, there's two teams with their game to lose, which is Laundromat and Team 6. And the smart thing to do here is back off, which they're gonna do. And this is what you want. I'm not sure if they're gonna go try to rotate and come back up on the other side and try to surprise Shadow Rats, but so far so good. That was a smart move from them, and it looks like Shadow Rats are not gonna take too much worry about that and gear up and grab some good weapons and items as they go forward, which is the smart thing to do. You don't want to force it either just because you're not winning at the moment. And right now, a couple teams in a fight. It looks like Fuego going up against Nico right now. We're gonna start looking at other teams. We'll keep an eye out on Team 6 and there it is right there. Fuego doing their job, wiping out another team. Team Fuego actually have 9 points, and wiping a team will bring them up in this game 3 for extra 9. So in one game, they scored the same amount they have in 2. So that just shows you how this multiplier changes the pace. Kyle, what do you feel about these multipliers when it comes to having that chance if you're one of the teams at the bottom of the bracket?
No, it does come in handy, and it goes to show that it can be anybody's game. We've had it multiple times when we've been competing. We've been down at the bottom, 14 points, and then when it comes to match 4, we find his rhythm, pop off, drop 9 kills, and next thing you know, we're also in the run for to win the next game. So it is still anybody's game in these points.
Definitely. And speaking of anybody's game, Laundromat sitting here, knowing that the Shadow Rats are right next door, kind of in a somewhat of a paranoid state, watching their back but trying to rotate at the same time, and they're comfortable scanning the beacon, willing to, you know, make sure that they have the win. This is important. A lot of people don't realize how much that beacon is, and I think average players just don't pay attention to it because, you know, you want to have some fun and shoot some things, but man, the little details in Apex Legends, like scanning the beacon to know where the ring's going to close and things like that, add that tactical aspect for the pro players who are looking to try to compete and win it all, not just run and gun fooling around. And speaking of that, we're gonna go and take a look at grown men who are in the middle of a fight. They have a chance right now to try and do something. It looks like they're gonna take it easy instead of take that fight right now, which I'm okay with. But again, it's still early. Only 2 teams have a chance to win it all on this match. If the other teams can find a way to score 50 by this game, they will be perfectly fine and doing really good overall And speaking of doing really good, it looks like both Team 6 and Laundromat are comfortable. No trouble. And speaking of trouble, I apologize. There is some trouble with Laundromat. They are currently in the thick of it, folks. It is going to get real. And they played against Humble Ace, the second team. And could Humble Ace save the lobby here? We'll find out shortly. Taking out one. Nope. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you, man, these guys are nothing to play with. Laundromat wiping out Humble Aces, just showing why they're so good. You gotta love it. And a smart tactic here, sitting here at the edge of the map, deciding not to be in the center in all the fights, knowing that they are the target of the actual battle in this lobby. Everybody wants their heads. They're taking their time, and we're gonna keep that in mind as we go forward. Take a quick look at Team 6, and again, we keep going back to the leaders so you guys can have a look to know if these guys are going to take it or are they going to fail. It's the question of the day.
Looks like KML was next to 6 stretches just a few seconds ago.
Yeah, they were. And sometimes teams just don't want to fight early. You know, they want to gear up. They want to get into rotation, you know, good positioning, and then they'll take the fight as they go. And man, speaking of fight, we have 3 teams fighting right now. If we take a quick look, Team Humble in the mix with O Block. See if they're gonna rotate or push. And Humble's looking like they want to score. And they have 11 points right now, and they are in 7th place. One good game right here, and it can turn things around. Just as Kyle explained, he's been in these tournaments, so he's known that he's gonna have good games at the start, and then later on picked it up, found a way to get to 50, you know, and just be in the thick of it. So it's never giving up is the key to these events. And
Shadow Rats are now rotating into Team 6 now, so there may be a fight coming up.
and that's what we want, baby. We want to see some action. Keep the tournament alive. Can Shadow Rats find a way to take out one of the teams that are eligible to win it all, or will they get taken down? That is the question. It looks like Team 6 sees them and they want this fight. They're not backing down, actually. And it's looking like one player's caught between a rock and a tree, not a hard place. And he rotates into the building. And Shadow Rats being a little bit passive on this situation. And oh, no, they're not. I lied. Oh my goodness. They're pulling out the Revolt. They're really going to go for the Revolt right now. And this is going to be incredible stuff. You know why? Because we hardly see this in tournaments, and it's such a game changer. We've seen it in the ALGS recently, and that team performed very well, surprising a lot of the pro players because they don't get to see that as often. And they did.
I think it's too little too late though. Team 6, as soon as they hit that totem, they hit the Valkyl and they've rotated out. They didn't want anything that they were selling.
Exactly, and that's a smart play. I would have done the same thing. Hey man, it ain't worth it. Let's back out of here. And that's what we got. And that's the good mental state that you need to be in. Winning is more important than getting a kill. They want to talk smack to you later that you ran away. Yeah, I ran away, but I won. You know? What you mean? So
And it seems like now Shadow Rats is having a little bit of an issue rotating into the zone, pinched between 2 teams.
yep, Team Fuego right on top of them, and Sola right next door, also pushing that, just trying to grief the life out of each other. And we'll see what happens here. I like the positioning from Fuego, but they have to be very careful. Once you're griefing a team, everybody else can hear it, and somebody can come in and easily clear shop here. And Sola just trying to get out alive, and at least they have an Octane who can do so. It's 2-on-3. It's not worth the fight, and just play it smart, get out of there. Funny thing is that everybody has an Octane, so it's not going to be easy. And look at this, Valkyrie to save the day once again, as usual. One of my favorite legends, top five right now, season 9. Judge me if you want, but I stand by that statement. And really good stuff right here by Sola. Just oh, wait a minute, they get caught up in a caustic trap. These are old though. Looks like they were from a time ago. Shadow Rat's still getting thirsted here by Slayers, actually. So Slayers are pushing up on them.
What they don't know is they've got two teams right behind them as well, about to rotate into the zone. They're now stuck between three teams, all forced to go one way in a rotation.
Yeah, and that's tough. This is tough. And they only got one player up, one player who needs to recover the banner and then pick up their other guy. So it's not looking good. And when you're rocking Revenant, you know, outside of his totem, and there it is, as I say it, sadly they get taken out. And Team Fuego scoring big here. They're not doing so bad. They're 9th place with 9 points. They've already wiped 2 teams and scoring some decent points overall. You gotta love that, because that changes the game for them if they can find a way to take out the top teams. So
Team 6, they're in a fight right now,
and that's what we want to see. This is where
not backing up.
this is for all the marbles, folks. Can you dig it? Team 6 taking out another player, trying to just show off a little bit. Minty Maniac smells blood in the water, actually. They're right next door to Team 6. If Minty Maniac somehow clutch this up, then that will bring them up to 50 here. They can take out Team 6, and looking real good as far as the griefing. Of course, it's easy to get a couple shots in, but you have to try to take at least one player down before you can be comfortable to push without a worry. And right now, they get to heal up. Team 6, we're watching closely, paying attention to what they could do. And so far, so good for them. You got to respect the fact they know how to survive. It's very important in this game. It's not just a shooter. And man,
It looks like the paper chasers as well, they're down to their Octane. And he's just running for his life right now.
Yep. And speaking of thing, we see Humble that can see Team 6 also. Team 6 is rotating into another team. And man, it's multiple teams within the area, and it looks like Team 6 is going to be in some fights here. They have to take this fight because they're getting chased from all sides, and they have to stay within the ring. And I don't know how they're going to play this. I would rotate back up to the middle if I can, somewhere safely, but they're just trying to play it smart and hold their positions and not have to fight unnecessarily at the edge of the map in the backside, looking really slick and smart about their positioning. And we're gonna take a look to see where Laundromat is, because they're up top at the center of the ring trying to grief another team here. Paper Chasers with their last player hoping to survive. Tough stuff right here. Laundromat sitting comfortable, in command, above all. Another team who can win it all. It's gonna get a wild ending, to say the least. If we get a game 3 win, man, I wish I set up another tournament tonight to have 2 in a row, just to give everybody a little more excitement. That was crazy. And Team Humble getting hit pretty hard by O Block. Great stuff by O Block. They have some more points here. They only had 6 overall, and they starting to score and get hot, which is what you want to see. You want to see some teams get hot and get some action in and go from there. Right now, Team 6 in the backside of the map, comfortable with nobody near them. And man, I love it. I love it. I love it. Overall, 9 teams left. 2 teams have the chance to win. Minty Maniacs hoping to get back into the fight, but Laundromat right here with the chance to win, and Team 6. So it is crazy. It is crazy to think that there's still 2 teams. None of them got taken out early, which is what you would want if you're in this lobby trying to win it all. Both teams are strong, fully decked out, and ready for action.
Yeah, they need to push. I gotta push to Team 6 and the cartel, the whole cartels.
Yeah,
Get
so
them
I mean,
out. Team
as
4.
viewers, as viewers and as event hosters, you know, we want exciting views for the fans. So I definitely hear Envy on what she's saying. It's more about giving more excitement to the lobby, and we will see if they can win it all. It's amazing, masterful performance, and if one of the other teams stop them, that is just clutch for the lobby, because you're not just stopping them, you're giving a chance to everybody else, and there can be a possible different winner. So pretty interesting. A lot of teams in the areas, and the fight's gonna happen right now after this ring. It's gonna be very slow. Nobody wants to give up the win. Everybody's gonna play very careful. Even the teams that are not winning right now and they don't have a chance to win, they're gonna play smart, take their time.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
wait.
Team Solar, even though they're a duo, they just valved ult right past 4 teams that were holding them out of zone and just snagged a 3 placement in a building for the next zone now. They played that really smart, really well, and just completely avoided all those teams that are now going to have to push each other and fight.
Definitely. And we're gonna see, there's gonna be a team that decides we can't let them win. And if they push them early, it's a lot better than waiting till the last 2 teams and hoping to win them. Push them early, try to get this going. Laundromat is comfortable. I mean, both respect to both teams. Laundromat has played it smart this round, and Team 6 also. So very interesting, great stuff by both teams. We're gonna see these rotations happen where our Team Slayer trying to get up and getting griefed heavily as we speak by KML. KML looking for the push right now. They're gonna take the fight, and it looks like they're definitely going for it. And in these moments, if you're a third party, you want to just, even if it's from long range, pick a couple shots, knock a couple people down, because it can help you later if you take one player completely out of the situation. And it's just going to give you a chance to win. You don't want to lead teams fighting each other and let them heal back up. So interesting stuff. And man, oh man, MKL getting taken down here. Not looking good. And we're going to go and take a look. Minty Maniacs looking for where to rotate to, and oh my goodness, is it gonna be what I think it's gonna be? Oh, not just yet, but Fuego right next door to Minty Maniacs, and they're gonna stand off at the door. A little stare down as they heal up. You gotta love that. It's a door, a little door fight here. And speaking of door fight, I want to take a quick look. Laundromat looks like they're at the edge of the map for the final ring coming up, and they're gonna have to rotate into it. I'm not sure how here with all the other teams. Some of them are in there and some of them watching from the sidelines. So the rotation is gonna be straightforward, but might not be the safest situation. And here it is. They're rotating in. Laundromat making it safely so far. But once they get down this hill, this is where they're going to have to figure out a good position. And man, them and Fuego are fighting. It is wild right now because
it's mayhem.
You have
What's gonna happen is mayhem. The circle is.
Yep, Laundromat is right here, but Fuego's right next door, and Minty Maniacs all in the same vicinity. And it is looking good for Laundromat actually. They're picking off some teams a bit.
Right now as well. They're trying to push for zone, and they're pushing forward as well now.
Yep. And that's going to get interesting because 6 can get right behind Laundromat. If 6 takes out Laundromat, they'll be the only team eligible. And they're going to wait it out. They don't like the push that they're going to do. And I would use the Valkyrie ult and get over to the left side of this bubble if I was Team 6. As I say it, they do it. And let's see if they go deep left or right. I wouldn't go right. I would probably take the team on the left, force a fight with them. But man, oh man, it is wild inside of this last bubble, folks. Minty Maniacs sitting comfortable in the house, and right next door to them, Team 6 above them with, guess who? Laundromat staring them down the barrel. Everybody's in a fight right now. Team 6 getting in some action. They're hurting pretty bad, getting hit from all sides. The Gibby Bubble saving their lives at the moment. somehow surviving the situation. Team 6. Wow. Insanity. And speaking of insanity, folks, did we not just notice Laundromat is out? The last teams to win it all can be Team 6 right now. We're going to see if they have what it takes. Only 2 players. They lost one, and they're getting hit very, very hard. They're trying to wipe out teams and players. And there it is. Game 5. Oh, baby. Game 4. They wiped out both teams that were eligible to win it all, and we're going to keep going. Amazing stuff by Minty Maniacs and everybody in this lobby being able to keep the tournament alive for today so that they have a chance to win it all. As we see right now, Minty Maniacs have all their players, and it's a 1-on-3, and it looks like Minty Maniacs will be making 50 points for this next round. They've already scored tons of kills, more than enough to get in there. Remember, 3 points per kill. That means they're at it. And wow, just what you asked for. You wanted another game, you got it. And we're going in to game 4, which is exciting. These teams are no joke. They're playing very well and doing the right thing. That's what you want to see from all of these guys. And so far, so good. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Right now, this guy is just staying alive. He's griefing them. But I mean, if he pulls this off, folks, the best clutch 1-on-3 we've seen in the tournament so far.
No,
We've seen some.
I've got to say though, KML have done incredibly well. I mean, even though he's on his own, he's got 5 kills in his pocket and 2nd place. That is some good points.
Amazing, amazing points. They will be right up there, and they actually only had 3. Look at Minty Maniacs with the finish. Incredible stuff by those guys. You gotta love it. I love it. And that was incredible. Amazing performance by Minty Maniacs. I guarantee they are at 50 with that performance. We're going to take a slow motion look at the finish here just to showcase what we have. 1-on-3 and KML, who only had 3 points. If you guys want to check out the leaderboards, it's in the link. Check that out. But I promise you, it will be right up there, close to 50. And there'll be more than 2-3 teams at 50 with this last game that we just saw. And again, this was just smart play to get himself 2nd place. His team all went down and he just held it down. While he didn't win, it was great stuff by these guys. And it's going to be insane for the next game. As we go, we're going to get the next lobby started also. But as you see, he just took his time and waited patiently, doing the right thing here. Just focusing, forcing them to him a little bit, but he ended up having to leave because of the ring and realizing that they was going to use a Gibby ult on him also. So pretty interesting stuff overall. You gotta love it. And right now we're about to open up the next lobby so that the players can get in on this one and go forward. And this is where he decided to leave when that bombardment started hitting and it was some trouble in it, and doing the right thing, just getting out of there. But there's not much you can do 3-on-1 unless you have a better positioning overall. And it's doing really good. And now he's getting out of there shortly. Again, this replay is super slow. I might want to speed it up. Usually there's a lot of action. This is mostly him hanging out. We're going to back out of that, guys. Let's get out of there. Thank you guys for tuning in and rocking with me. I'm your host. We had a dope 3 games. Incredible stuff. You really thought Team 6 was comfortable and Laundromat, but in that last ring, it got wild. And I mean, teams left and right just dropping, very hot and heavy. It's exactly what you want to see. Great stuff overall. And just a quick reminder, we got more tournaments for you guys. All right, I'm gonna take a quick look at the schedule. it's not over yet. We still have more games, and we're going to showcase the actual leaderboards in a minute. But for now, check out the next week's tournaments. So I am going to do an arenas tournament next week. And it's going to be very unique. I'm going to figure out the best setup overall. Well, I will say my unique rule set that I'm going to have is match point. The same way that you see when you play arenas that you have to win by 2, you know, score one more than the other team and then win it all after. We're going to do that type of setup for our tournaments. And I'll describe it and give you all details next week once we get it rolling. You go over to our Discord if you want to get involved in that. It should be fun. It should be a good time. And man, we're about to get started as we go. It's still very early. And I'm excited for this, to say the least. Kyle, how do you feel about these tournaments? Have you played arenas? Would you be interested in jumping in on a arenas tournament?
Yeah, most definitely. I enjoy playing arenas as just a warm up. First day, first thing in the morning, like when I first jump on. I think it's gonna be really good to pit definitely previous teams that have been in them before as your if, for example, get on your certified shooters and your team Omu that have both won before. I think that'd be really great to see as 3v3s, kind of have like a champion's return type thing later down the line. I think that'd be great.
Definitely, I agree with that. So yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of events with arenas also. So it's gonna be back and forth. We're gonna have this is a tournament series. We're here to get you guys qualified to be into the majors and then jump into the championships. Then we will have arenas also. And it is interesting. By the way, nobody has won yet. The tournament is not over. Get yourself, if you're a player, get into the lobby. Those that are watching, stick around. We're gonna go to game 4. We just had an amazing game 3. It was insane. And I respect all the teams that found a way to keep it rolling and keep the matches alive, the tournament alive. Is still very early. That's what's going down. Let me send you guys over to the information on what this tournament series is about. Understand, we're playing qualifiers. I want you to understand it carefully. You're playing to get in to the majors. So check this out. Welcome to Apex Legends by Court Battle League. We have a tournament series where everybody is invited to join. Whether you're PC or console, you can enter these tournaments and have a chance to advance and get into our championship series. The tournament is based off of you guys. We have events every single week for you to enter for free right through our Discord. Head over there, check out the information. Feel free to contact me, Mag Gamer, and I will gladly help you out on how to get involved with this amazing community. And these tournaments have been a blast to organize and cast. So you're looking at the roadmap for our tournament series. The roadmap has many dates. Every single week we will have tournaments. So we don't have these dates here for you, but if you head to our Discord, you can check out our schedule and see when you can enter in our next events. These events are community events, meaning everybody is welcome to join. From here, you will be entering to compete to get into the majors. Just to take a quick look, closer look, these community events are for everyone and they have a chance to enter into our majors. The details about our community events are pretty simple. It's open to the public. Players can sign up and compete and hope to make it through this qualifier so that they can get into the majors. You wonder what the majors are. These are where only the top teams are able to enter. So once you win the community events, you will automatically be entered and advance to the majors. Majors will have an invite-only process. moving on is after you make it into the majors. If you can win that, you will go into the championship rounds. These rounds are amazing with top tier teams and players. Only the best of the best and the winners of our majors will be able to compete in the championship rounds. This is going to be something that Core Battle League is excited to bring to you guys, and we can't wait to see who gets crowned the Champions Legacy. Taking a step back and looking at all of the roadmap, you, the community from here, will have a chance to compete in our tournaments to get into the majors. The majors will be announced sometime in July, and we will have you guys ready to go for the championships in August. So far, it's been an exciting time, and we have a lot more in store for you guys with this event, and we hope you enjoy our tournaments as they go on. This video will be used for the community to understand exactly what we have to offer. Once again, everybody is welcome to join these. They are every single week. They are free on every platform. If you have any questions, head over to the Discord, get all the information you need, and join us as we enjoy Apex Legends together. As your commissioner and your caster, this is Mad Gamer thanking you, and we hope you enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is insane so far. You will not believe your eyes. Right now, we are looking at these scoreboards in a second here. I am excited. There's a third team able to win it all, but that doesn't mean they will. It's anybody's game. You could still stop these three teams and get yourself a chance to win if you're in the tournament. So let's take a look. First and foremost, we are on game 4 right now. What does that mean? That means that anybody past 50 is eligible to win it all, but they have to get first place on this next game. Minty Maniacs, Team 6, Laundromat Cartel, all have a chance to win it all. They, as you can see here, they have over 50. They are eligible for match point. It's easier said than done, as we saw in the last game. 2 teams could have made it and they didn't get to. This time around, who knows what could happen. Very interesting. With that in mind, the rest of these teams still have a chance. Not only do they have a chance, but round 4, every kill is worth 4 points. That is big time. All right, so pretty much anybody in this lobby right now can find a way to get a big game and get up to 50. There's teams like Grown Man Slayer who have 45. Literally, all they need is 2 kills and they'll be right up there, or placement. KML, who had a monster game, and they scored 36 overall points right now. Team Fuego, Spanish name, have 28. And a team who we haven't got to see much of, slowly creeping up on us, O Block, also performing well, eliminating a couple of teams. You gotta love that. So far, it's been top tier stuff. Anybody's game on this next game, they can easily score enough points to catch back up. The only catch is all of these teams below the top 3 are not eligible to win it all. So they're going to want to extend this further. The only way they're going to extend it is by eliminating these 3 teams: Minty Maniacs, Team 6, and Laundry. So if they don't eliminate those guys, and those guys are in the final ring or the final fight, And somehow they get to be number one. It is insane. So we're going into the match right now. No more waiting, guys. Game 4 on the way, about to happen. And again, it's anybody's game, baby. This makes it fun. An easy comeback can happen. All the team has to do is eliminate these 3 teams. The lobby, it's the whole lobby against these guys. All right, everybody wants their head, and we are excited to be able to present this to you guys, and hopefully all you viewers are enjoying everything you're seeing. It is super exciting to see this get to go game 4 where more teams have the chance to win it all, and it's gonna get a little wild and hectic in this next part as we go forward. I want to say good luck to everybody, and we are going to be jumping into Olympus again. We're going to go backwards. If it goes to a game 5, we'll end up in Kings Canyon. But right now, we're going to be paying attention to the team to beat, one of the teams to beat, Minty Maniacs, who their team captain is not available today. But this team is always showing out every time they've come on to our tournaments. And man, oh man, they're dropping hot, guys. They're going straight into Gardens. They have the chance to win, and they didn't play it safe here. They decided to drop hot and try to get all the loot that they can. And it's a brave move, but this is also showing confidence, and this will build your confidence as a player because you're not afraid of taking action. And look at this. Right as we start, we're going to see Minty Maniacs try to survive. Is the punch going to win the gun? And it does. Wow. Already from the start, it looks like Sola is about to be the MVP here, wiping out one of Minty players already from the start. Insane. Minty Maniacs lost a player already, and now they're gonna have to regroup and figure out what's happening. Team Sola about to be the MVPs. If they can somehow wipe these guys out, that is gonna help the cause and help take things to the next level for the rest of the lobby. But of course, Minty Maniacs want to win this all. I would just get out of this situation and back out into somewhere safe using Gibby's bubble and the jump pad to just rotate somewhere safely. It's looking like Sola doesn't want to let that happen. They are going to go for it, folks. They understand they need to get this win. They understand they need to save the lobby, save everybody's chances. Of course, they're saving their own chances, but saving your own chances makes it so that anybody else can catch right back up. And it's looking like they're pinned down 2-on-3. Minty Maniacs getting out of there with the amazing jump pad. Perfect timing. A very fun device that everybody loves so much. And man, it is not looking so good for Minty Maniacs at the moment. It possibly going to be taken out here, but of course it's still very early. You can't predict this right away. Sola deciding not to push it, and they step back from the situation and decided to just hold off and play it smart right now. And look at this, Raven in the mix right next door, trying to take out another team. They might go after Sola and end up not taking out the champions who can win it all. And that's exactly what's possibly happened here. They are gonna fight. Team Raven going to be fighting against Sola, but man, that was insane for that moment in that scenario. And I think we still have Kyle with us on this commentary. And we are definitely looking pretty good. Team 6 sitting comfortable right around the second ring, and that's good for them. And then Laundromat also sitting comfortable out here. Everybody's sitting proper on the scenario right now when it comes to all the guys. The only team that got hurt is what was that?
Team Minty, they've gone for the res. They took a trident and they've rotated into another team, and they're about to lose one man here.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's 3 teams that we need to worry about, which at the moment, great stuff by Team Maniacs, being able to revive their teammate to get back into the fight. They still have a chance. The lobby is not closed. Everybody has a chance to win this, but they have to shut down Laundromat Cartel, Minty Maniacs, and Team 6. If they don't do that, then it's pretty much game over.
Also, just rezzed Team Minty's just rezzed right next to Team 6 as well.
Yes, and that could be interesting because both teams are playing to win, so they probably won't attack each other right away and ape each other in that scenario, just to be smart. And as I say it, it actually comes true. It's looking like Team 6 did get hit pretty hard, but they survived that situation. And now you're gonna have both teams over here in carrier, and it might get a little hairy very soon. And I like this. I like this very much. Two teams are able to win, having to go bump heads real quickly. They don't want nobody to win, so if they can fight each other and just stop each other, it's gonna help their cause to give them a chance. If you can eliminate anybody else who's eligible to win, this turns the tables and makes it a comfortable game where you don't have to be so much worried compared to knowing that there's other winners, possible winners. And it looks like Laundromat are not taking the fight. They backed out of that situation. It's not what I wanted. I wanted to see the action there, but smart move. As well as Team 6 decided to rotate. And that, like I said, people play different now that they know that they have a chance to win. Everybody's playing to win, and they're playing safer, hiding and holding it down. Oh, wait a minute, folks. I like what I'm seeing by Laundromat. They made a quick little griefing, but they're stepping away from it. That was just a front, a way to rotate around and not have no trouble. We're seeing the amazing Gibby Bubble on the ride, and we'll see what happens here. I'm not sure what Laundromat is thinking. They're rotating consistently out in the open, so it's not always the best position. And as I say it, Team Humble going after Team 6 here. We've seen this fight last round. Team 6 got the better of Team Humble Aces, and Aces getting wiped by them. So maybe this would be a revenge moment, as they have the high ground at the moment and Team 6 doesn't have good rotation setup. And they're getting clipped, folks. Oh, and one of their players gets left behind, as Valkyrie had to ult before she gets hit from the charge rifle. Really good stuff right there. And it looks like their teammate's gonna get out of there. I mean, they do have an Octane and it's easy to travel with him. Still getting griefed by Aces. Great charger shots.
No, I like that by Team 6 though. The Valkyrie ult that they just used, they didn't use it to rotate and escape. They used it just to get the information on where the teams were and where was the safest point they could move to as a team together.
Exactly. That's something that I personally do a lot of with Valkyrie. I use her the first 2 weeks every single day. Obsessed with her. And just jumping up in the air, checking out what's happening, and then jumping back down and staying with your team and working with what you got as far as rotation goes. It's kind of like a Bloodhound. I told everybody that she'll replace Bloodhound in a lot of ways. Of course, never with the wall scans, but at least being able to jump up and get a little scouting report on what's happening in the areas. And right now we're checking out Minty, who has a team right next to them. This team is hot, okay? And they're gonna be going up next to Fuego and KML, who are right next door to them. So you can possibly see some dangerous situations for either team. Of course, the lobby wants to eliminate Minty, Team 6, and Laundromat if they can. It's easier said than done because you don't know who you're facing until you knock somebody down, or if they keep using the same skin and same comp. And it's pretty interesting stuff overall with some of these teams. Everybody's playing it safe when it comes to the possible eligible winners. And right now we're looking at Aces continuing to grief Laundromat for the last 10 minutes. They keep griefing them, which is good and bad. It's good because you're forcing them to use up all their heals and you're farming damage so that you can get your shield up. But it could be bad if you run out of ammo yourself, or if a team third parties you while you're doing so. So as we see, speaking of that, it looks like Laundromat might be getting hit very soon. You got multiple teams pulling up on them, actually, rotating towards where they are, and we're gonna see what they can do right now. It's gonna be interesting as they get up top right next door, and they're gonna try to hit them. Really good first shots, over 100 plus damage there, but O'Block not organized enough because their teammates weren't with them in that scenario. They needed to stick together and work a little more coordinated for that attack.
Team 6 is pushing in. They're in the thick of it right now. Just padded on top of a team's head.
And Team Humble and Team 6 going out. Team Humble is very dangerous, but they are down a player. Is looking really good for Team 6 in this push that they did. They're gonna finish him off also and take his loot. Shield swapping is very important. That's a reason to thirst in that situation. Thirst and then switch shield, keep on fighting and going forward. And it's looking like Team 6 is shutting it down, baby. Really strong stuff by Team 6, keeping in control. Now, speaking of staying in control, this is one thing I always talk about. Teams like Minty Maniacs who are actually just camping it out in the ring, just scouting, holding their position. They all have blue shields. This is a problem. If you're not griefing teams and damage farming damage, you're not gonna level up them shields. You're not gonna have everything you need compared to other teams. It's still workable and it's still doable in the long run. It's definitely possible, but at the same time, you can see these other teams who have shields and have everything set for them. It actually opens a door.
Team 6 have lost the placement after that push, and they've been brought up from behind. Another team is hitting them from the advantage point they previously had.
Humble Aces right now are next door, trying to get into the fight with them, but easier said than done when you got a team this hot. And they're about to get pushed hard, as you can see. Humble Aces losing a player, and it looks like Team 6 trying to put in the work here. Ooh, shots fired, baby. Team 6 losing a player. Oh man, it's very dangerous scenario right now. It's a 1-on-2. Team 6 still sitting pretty, and Team Aces might not be able to survive this situation now, as the final player hoping to stay alive, getting chased down. Team 6 doing everything they can to get them points, but right now they just got to get this win, and there it is right there as we say it, finishing them off. Really good stuff by them. Again, if there isn't a third party in that situation, and it's tough because Team 6 continues to get stronger. The more you wipe out teams, the higher your shield goes, the more items you get, utilities as far as grenades and things like that that'll save your life later on. Minty Maniacs losing a player. It's LMK right next door, about to get into a fight with Minty Maniacs. And again, Minty Maniacs camping it out, playing it smart, but this is where keeping hot and in charge is also just as important. And I like what I'm seeing for some of these teams. We're going to try to make sure we keep an eye on everything as far as the possible winners. Minty Maniacs 6 and Laundromat. As we go, we want to have visuals on everybody. And right now, Laundromat in the thick of it, going through it, trying to figure this situation out. They're only on the 3rd round, but this is where, once it gets to the 4th, where teams have to rotate proper and get deeper into the circle because it gets tight as hell. And as we speak, Laundromat just surviving a couple of people griefing them, but they're in the back of the map, very comfortable. Probably the best position in the game. So far so good from them. And we're gonna see what they have. Of course, there's other teams in the areas looking to try to get position as well and hold down their own spots. A lot of great teams still left on the board. And as we speak, it looks like Fuego putting in some shots trying to get themselves on the board. They have 28 points. And if they can put in some work here, they're going to be able to really step it up and get to that 50-point mark to be eligible to win this match. Now, the match is still early with 11 teams in it. That means it's going to get very real. And there's going to be multiple teams right now. As I said, once you get to round 4, teams got to close off and rotate properly. This is going to be the dangerous rotation section. And right now, Fuego getting hit from 2 sides. They're trying to just survive it. It's looking like KML putting in some shots on Fuego. And Fuego's going to have a tough time rotating here. But if they can make it in to the top of this area, that's decent for the moment. But again, it's easier said than done. They're going to have to survive multiple teams that already have these high grounds in these positions.
Like Team 6 and Team Laundromat as well are going to fight now for the roof.
That's what we want to see. A lot of action. And right now, we don't know who's going to have it, but I'm sure about one thing. That it's going to get wild right now. Round 4 is closing, and this is it right here. The grand finale.
It was an incredibly smart play. They jump padded in just to scan the beacon around those 3 teams, the Gibby bubble, and then jumped out immediately after for the zone.
Exactly, and now we're looking at Laundromat Cartel actually doing a really good job to get up top here, and they're going to try to grief a team off of this roof if they can, but they are getting hit very, very hard with a bombardment and more. Team 6 is right above them. This is two teams that can win it all, about to face each other and go head to head and take in a big fight. Team 6 sitting very comfortable on the roof, doing very well, not having to worry too much about the teams on the outside. Only one side of the map that they need to worry about for the rest of this area here. And as a matter of fact, they're deep into the ring so much that they might keep it, and they're going to get pushed really, really hard by surprise in a second here. Team's got a jump pad coming in for them, and there it is right there. One of Fuego's players go down as they try to make that push, and it doesn't work out for them. They're getting hit hard, ladies and gentlemen. Great stuff by Team 6. They did lose 1 player. Oh my goodness, the madness that's happening right now as these teams fight. And the ring closes in on them in a second here. Oh my goodness. They got to get out of there quick as possible. Team 6 again doing what they do. It's looking like Laundromat can smell the blood in the water right underneath them, but they can't hit them. So they're going to have to wait till that team comes back up somehow if they can. And we'll see how Team 6 gets out of there. Outside of the Valkyrie ult, that'll be a scary thing to try in this scenario. I don't think it's smart, but look at this. Laundromat saying they want this win. They went up top, it didn't work for them, and now they're getting grief from the bottom. It's going to be a Gibby bubble fight right here. Laundromat losing a player. Oh my goodness. And it's getting very tough and very real. Laundromat trying to rotate into the ring and just get positioning to try to finish this. Losing a second player down, and they might not be able to make it. It's looking like Team 6 pretty strong in this scenario. And it's going to be a crazy fight between Paper Chasers also trying to get in on the action on this situation. Everybody's just kind of running from Team 6 at this moment. It's pretty insane the amount of action Team 6 is seeing and surviving, with Team KML also in the thick of it. 8 teams left. 5th round going into the final shortly. Great stuff by KML. They've been hot. Last game, they performed extremely well. Now they have another great performance right now, just holding the high ground in the right position. They're going in for the kill, folks. Can they do it? Oh, my goodness. Taking down one of their plays. And look at this, catching him as he loots. And another one down, folks. Can you believe it? We really getting what you didn't expect. Great stuff right there. And man, oh man, it's looking like Team 6 is out. And ladies and gentlemen, we still have multiple teams able to win it all. Laundromat down a player, but they're still in it.
We only have one to win it, bro. Cartel. Minty got out.
Minty got eliminated, and the only one left that can win it all is Laundromat. They only have 2 players though, and there's multiple teams in the lobby, multiple teams strong and able to win it all. We're gonna see it right now. They're getting grief. They're about to get hit really hard. It's about to be a wrap for them if they can't get into this ring. And there it is, folks. Oh my goodness. The ring is closing in as they go. They can't hear their teammate. They're trying to survive the situation. 1-on-1. Can they do it? This lobby needs to save the tournament and take it to game 5. Oh, he takes him out. Talk about clutch. Mr. Sensei taking care of business, and he's about to revive his teammate and give his team an actual chance to win it all. This is insane. There's still multiple teams, and they're gonna push them right now and try to take them out. As you can see, Sola saving the lobby, giving us game 5. Incredible stuff by Sola right there. And it looks like Paper Chasers want to do this third party to push it for the final win right here. Who's gonna take it? Sola looking really clean, and there it is. Sola Esports representing for the lobby, and those guys were 12th place last round, and now they are officially back in effect doing their thing. Oh man, you can't write it any better than that right there. Great stuff by Solar. And man, we're going to game 5, and this is what I like. All right, as a commentator, a caster, you don't want to have to end the events early, and we got it. It was incredible. Teams performed very well overall, just great stuff. They stopped the 3 eligible teams that could have won it all. Imagine you're right there, you're in match point, you scored 50 and you know you can win it all, and you got the confidence, but somehow these teams just get in and do their job and take you out. It's a sad reality, but it's the way the cookie crumbles in these scenarios, and we got to see it perfectly done. Really, really, really amazing. We're gonna take a quick look at the replay, and then we'll go ahead and show you guys the leaderboard once it is complete. Take a look at this. This is the grand finale right here when things got hairy, and of course the Laundromat were the last team to be able to win it all. They could have won it here, but it was one against multiple teams. He was just trying to survive Sensei. He did a good job and wiped out this player here. But understand, it's easier said than done when you're in these scenarios. You take out a team, but there's always a third party and a scenario for you to get deeper into the win. So did really good. And he also was being smart, shield swapping in this scenario. Exactly what you're supposed to do. But the problem is he took too long. Never take this long to shield swap. Shield swap and then get out of that situation. He shield swapped and he ran over to his teammate. And once again, he didn't have much. He probably should have used his bubble and tactical here and rotated somewhere a little safer and pull his teammate in and then revive them. He did it right in the open. The teams knew that there was only 2 other teams left. They came over to the gunfire. They finished it off. And man, it was insane. As he revived, he got hurt. And again, this is the trouble with this type of scenario where it's amazing for Battle Royale. You know, surviving a third party. Do you have what it takes to survive a third party scenario? And this replay here just shows you what it's all about. And as this team got comfortable, 2 players only, Sola, they had another team trying to grief them also and third party them. As you can see, they pull up on them. And this is where Sola takes their time. They get some shots off and hoping to win the match. And it looks like Paper Chasers had the chance but couldn't finish it in this specific scenario. And it was very well played, perfectly done. This is the type of action you want to see. And Sola just showcasing never give up. You know, this team was down and out in 12th place. And I can guarantee you they have scored enough to reach 50 with 12 points on first place. And then on top of that, we get top tier stuff. It was insane. And man, oh man, I'm sure we're going to have multiple teams reaching past 50. Calculations in my mind, I've seen teams already at 30 and 20. Then I've seen teams at 10, but killed and wiped the lobby and also getting first place, lifting them above everybody else, pretty much taking it to the next level. And man, it's been wild. Loving what I'm seeing so far. We're gonna take a quick second before I check the scoreboard, making sure that Envy got it all down. And it is ready, and we're gonna take a quick look and see what you guys want. Do you want this the way I want this? Let's see. And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, over 6 teams are eligible to win it all right now. 6 teams. You got Team 6, Laundromat Cartel, Team Sola, Minty Maniacs, the Paper Chasers, and KML. You talk about top tier material and amazing stuff by these guys. I am inspired by Sola because they were literally around 12th place with very low numbers. And somehow they came back, saving the lobby and continuing this game. It's not over yet, folks. It's just beginning. This is where the fun stuff happens. So many teams able to win, and those teams with on the lower brackets still have a chance. I like it when teams don't give up. I like it when teams believe in themselves enough to continue to fight and win it all. Okay? And we've gotten that so far. It's been an amazing performance by some of these teams that are just coming right back up. Let's take a quick look at the new teams and give them a shout out. We have Team Solo, who's brand new, and they are in 3rd place with 79. We got Dream Chasers with 66 in 5th place. You even have Slayers, who are right there, 47. That sucks, just 3 points away. Let's see what they can do. And of course, other teams like Fuego, O-Block, and a bunch of teams that we know and love like Raven, Humble, Shadow Rats, all in it still, and they still have a chance to win it all. It's still very early. Never count yourself out, never give up. And it is super interesting. Kyle, what are you seeing here? What are your thoughts as a player yourself, being in these scenarios where you reach 50, or maybe you're not at 50 yet and we're going in to the next game?
Yeah, in this situation, it's really the teams that are left in are wanting to look at just, I wouldn't necessarily say going in and killing these teams that are all viable to win next game. You wanting to lead them on, bait them into each other and let them eliminate each other while you guys just pick off. Personally, that's what I'd be looking to do. If I was behind on the points and I needed them, I'd just let the top 6 teams that are eligible just pick each other off, bait them into fights, and go from there.
I could dig it. I could dig it. Well, we are about to get started. Shout out to our scoreboard leader, manager. See the one you envy. Always having my back in real life and in the game. And we take you guys to the next level of esports for Apex Legends. Very exciting time, with next week coming brand new update and a bunch of great content that we'll get into at the end of the stream. But as of right now, we are going to be discussing this game. This is the pivotal game. And honestly, if you're one of these top 6 teams, you can't go out like a loser. My advice is don't just camp out. rotate, find your right position, and from there, make sure you farm some damage so that you can get your shields ready to go. This is how I would play it. Get your shields ready to go, be ready to finish the fights on the final ring, but having that position is the most critical. And then from there, just working around whatever scenarios you get caught up in. And, you know, don't be so passive where you're just staying inside all the time and having blue shields and not being able to upgrade yourself in any fashion. With that being said, it's enough talk, ladies and gentlemen. Enough is enough. We are going to game 5. And we're going to the Kings Canyon. And we're going to see what's happening. And we're going to start looking at all of these teams. There's a lot of teams. But we're going to be looking at all of these teams to see who's on top of things. The teams that are winning, where they're landing, where they really want to go. Minty Maniacs doing a good job already. They're going to go to Capacitor, which is great and dangerous. One of the best things about Capacitor is those charges for your ultimate. You can definitely use it, especially with Valkyrie. Imagine how much rotation you can get once the OG maps get put back. We'll see how the world changes in these games, but so far so good for them. They're all alone. Sin Comfy. And actually, I lied to you folks. There is a team right next door to them. And Team Fuego right next door. They can start griefing if they wanted. Speaking of griefing, it is still very early. First drop. A lot of teams in the areas. Everybody's working for positioning and trying to win this match as they go. And I like what I'm seeing from Team 6 here. And right next door to Map Room, my favorite area in all of King Canyons. And they can go over there, scan the map, see where everybody is, and then rotate into something proper. We'll see how that plays out. But they're sitting comfortable in their positioning. And again, a lot of teams sitting well. I like where the Shadow Rats are about to get into some hairy scenarios. Speaking of that, and hairy Shadow Rats still not above there, but they have game 5 where everything is 5 points. So this is where they can make a move. And as you can see right now, it seems like KML getting hit very hard, very fast by Superman, doing a good job to flank and to push on this position. Superman with 2 players up, they're going to be comfortable in this scenario, trying to take this fight, and not so hot for the other team. But look at this, as we say at Team Sola, a possible winner is also right in the thick of things, right next door to Superman. I'm not sure if they're going to jump in there and get in on some action, but if they do, this could be interesting because that is a team that's possible, has a chance to win it all.
Yeah, speaking of teams that got a chance to win it all, it looks like KML just got eliminated.
Oh, wow. KML gets out for this match, and that just means the chances for other teams to find a way to keep the lobby alive and keep this tournament today going. Very interesting stuff. And that's what you want to see from the teams who are not eligible to win. You want to take out all of these guys and finish the threat. That way you can boost up and get as much points as you can to get to 50 and be able to win it all yourself. Speaking of that, Shadow Rats in the thick of it with O-Block. And right now, O-Block down below trying to get into this fight here. Look at this movement by O-Block. I like that wall bounce there. Nice stuff. And it's looking like Shadow Rats are very comfortable on the roof, holding their positions and just waiting it out to see what they can make O-Block do. And if I was O-Block, I'll rotate out of the building and catch them from the outside. And there he goes right there. As I say it, they do that. One of the players taking down Chill. And right now it's looking real good by Slim, doing in some work there. Oh man, looks like Shadow Rats are getting hit super hard and they get taken out completely by O-Block. And guess what, folks? That one squad wipe gives them 3 points. Once they finish this squad wipe here, they will get 3 points. I'm sorry, they would get 15 points. Me doing my math. Thank God we got See the One You Envy in there, right? So they will get 15 points off of this one squad wipe. Can you believe that? And that right there changes the pace to everything for them. O-Block, who have 25 points right now, just from those 3 kills, are moving up. And they have a chance to get to 50 with another squad wipe easily. Well, we'll see if they can do it, but that was great stuff by them. And speaking of great stuff,
Ravens running for their lives. They've just lost one man and they're getting chased down hard.
yeah, speaking of chase down hard, we have Fuego right now also in a fight against Paper Chasers. And these two teams are fighting for something. Right now, Paper Chasers are the teams who are eligible to win it all, while Fuego is trying to play spoiler here and stop them so that they can catch back up, because they have 30 points right now. So if this fight continues, and they'll be able to do something. It's looking like Fuego Chasers are getting out of there. They don't want that trouble, which is a smart move. You don't want to take a fight unnecessarily on even grounds. It's never good. And speaking of even grounds, that fight that you were discussing earlier with Raven, they did have a player down, but it looks like they're sitting comfortable now. Oh my goodness, spoke too soon. And good stuff. Minty Maniacs doing some work right here, and you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Minty Maniacs still in the thick of things, doing their job. They're one of the teams that are eligible to win, but they're fighting and they're not taking no for an answer. And this is what you want to see, because that means they're hot. They'll stay active and, you know, get a lot of loot for them to survive, whether it's heals, ammo, extra grenades, a little bit of everything. Very useful. And man, Team 6 is at the cage. This is one of the worst spots. Everything can rotate on you in this area. This is like the #1 rotating position when it comes to everywhere on the map can get to you at the cages. So it's not exactly a safe place to be. They are ratting it out in one of the corners, which is smart. But that's still not my favorite location, and I would not want to be there if I'm trying to win it all. And it's looking like Laundromat Cartel sitting comfortable as well at the edge of the map. This is very smart. Now this is the exact opposite of what we just saw. These guys are getting loot. They have a whole area to themselves to loot up, and nobody can really push them other than 2 angles: a bridge and this amazing zip line here that they put up in the game. So all of this right here will be good for them. So big props and respect to Minty Maniacs holding
Minty
the
Maniacs
edge.
are about to run into Team 6. They're actually rotated into them right now.
Yes, but Team 6 is being very cautious, so they might not even take this fight, and they might allow them to rotate safely and give them the positioning wherever they want, as long as they don't see them and everybody's comfortable. The funny part is sometimes when you do this and you're aiming at an enemy, it's a wraith, and she'll be like, oh, somebody's aiming at me, and it'll give away your position to a certain extent. But as you saw, they let them be. Oh no, they didn't. As I spoke too soon, they tried to take out one of their players and they couldn't do so, but they did grief him really good, almost taking him out fully. And this right here, 2 possible eligible winners can fight against each other. Doesn't look like Maniacs want to do so, which is smart. You know, they just got caught by surprise. They got to heal up. But the thing is, if you know it's a winning team, what you're going to do here, Kyle?
No, yeah. If it's a winning team, and again, if you are as well, if you deal that good initial damage, you might want to rotate into that fight and push it harder. And it'll be just one less competitor to worry about later on in that game. But it looks like they were just farming up a bit of damage for the Revo shields, and their Team 6 is looking to rotate out now and look for zone.
Definitely, definitely. You know, I'm interested to see this rotation from both teams because it's not the best scenario. So we'll see. What would you do here just to get yourself into the ring if you want to break that down?
Now I'd be doing exactly the same as Team 6 is doing. They're utilising that Valk ability that they've got again, and they've just gone straight into zone, free of charge. They're on their own, they're pretty safe, and now they can just sit happy and just look for loot. Where
I could dig it. I could dig it.
Minty Makers as well, they're pretty safe as well. They're just taking it slow, nice and easy. But it does look like their Octane has disconnected again.
Oh man.
So they're down to 2 men again. Unless if he comes back. But
Yeah, he can probably come back. So speaking of comebacks, Laundromat sitting over here getting griefed by 2 teams. We're doing the griefing also. But I like their positioning. It's a nice area, high ground, hard to get to. They could do some work here. When we talk about do some work, I think the key component is for you to just make sure nobody dares to push you. I explained sometimes just putting out a little damage during somebody pushing you can stop them from pushing you, make them think twice. And the team below them try to push up, they got hit pretty hard, they jumped back down and they left that scenario. That just shows you in there the bravery, the strength you have. You can put fear in the heart of these players and make them all worry about what you got going on. So that's what we're seeing here by Team Laundromat. Smart play, taking their time, and they've proven that they're amazing the past 2 weeks, continuously showcasing that they have what it takes. So we don't know about O-Block. We're gonna see what they can do in this match, and if they can withstand that fight from Laundromat. O-Block's a new team coming together, trying to do some work, doing very well for themselves. They have 25 points, and in this game 5, every kill's 5 points. So you're going to be able to get up there as fast as possible. Like, speaking about fast, let's take a quick spin around the block and check out Sola, who's very comfortable up top as well. And this is where things are going to get crazy, because now Sola just comes above and is griefing Laundromat, and 2 monster teams going head to head. Now this is where the giants collide and you get a Godzilla versus King Kong type of battle here. And I love these because this is where who's the big bad guy, who got the most power, who has what it takes. And that's what we're going to end up seeing in this scenario. Sadly, O-Block is right underneath, and what O-Block can do is wait for these 2 teams to fight and then pick a fight with them. Instead of fighting them little by little, you just want to force them into each other and take that fight if you can. So we will see. Speaking about we will see, we're going to move on over to a scenario where Minty Maniacs are down a player and they're rotating out of there. I think they're giving up on the fight that they were just in. It was with Team 6. And man, there's a lot of teams closing in on each other on this next match. Again, round 4 always gets a little wild, and you love it by Team Fuego holding a high ground, trying to keep position and just looking around, making sure nobody can flank and take them out. It's good stuff by that team. And I really respect Sola after that last performance, being able to save the lobby. They're here in the high ground in this battle, trying to keep each other up and doing the right thing as a team as we go forward. Still a lot of teams. 7 teams with round 4. Still enough teams to give you some trouble. It looks like Team 6 still strong and doing well. Maniacs down a player, but it's okay. You know why? Because these are some minty people here. We're going to see if they got what it takes to keep this going, or will they get shut down in the lobby. And of course, as we spoke about, Laundromat doing very well. Also, everybody here is insane. So a lot of teams that can win it all are still in the lobby at the moment, and starting to see teams take over positions on high grounds to basically hold off for the rest of the game. And great stuff by Team 6 taking that high ground there. And then everybody else is going to be fighting for scraps, rotating in. So all the teams that can win, honestly, are holding high ground for the most part. Looks like Sola lost their high ground position, and now they're just trying to survive this bombardment that they just got hit with. Hopefully, we'll see some incredible battles to finish this off as we go forward. So far, so good. I'm loving these pot shots here by Fuego, just pushing teams back slowly. Got some deep scope so they can hit teams from super far and comfortably without any worry. And this is about gun selection, you know, in these moments. Being able to swap guns is critical. The best players will swap a gun mid-fight just to be able to know, okay, well, I'm not going to pop shots anymore. Let me throw the sniper away and pull something else. Pull out a shotgun.
Laundromat's just landed on. It was quick, but Team Solar just Valculted right on top of Laundromat for zone as a duo.
Yeah, Laundromat is sitting comfortable. I'm not sure where that fight you're talking about happened.
It was quick. They literally just Valculted on top of Laundromat and then just got wiped immediately on landing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, Laundromat's that good. And speaking about, you know, jumping down, that's exactly a perfect example of what I was just saying, Kyle. So you're sitting here in the last ring, you were high ground sniping most of the time. Which is the gun you're going to switch to for the last ring and the last fight?
Zone like this, I'd definitely go for an even rate. There's plenty of angles you can hold. There's some amazing stuff that you can do when you hold doors in these small little buildings. If someone's pushed up against it, you can open it slightly and just beam them with a 301 through a tiny little sliver. So I'd definitely go for 301 Eva, R9 Eva, something like that.
Definitely, definitely. And speaking of Eva, we got some G7. You know, back in the day, you had the G7, you had a lot of great guns in the original format, and right now I feel like the G7's getting a return soon. Slowly but surely, some of these older guns that were real hot before are coming back, just like Legends are going to start coming back, and we'll see what happens there. Really good stuff by Team 6 right here, griefing the life out of multiple teams and just continuously pushing. And this is going to get them some red shields. You're going to see Team 6 with red shields by the final ring if they can survive long enough. They've already put out a lot of damage, and they're able to just be comfortable here. As you can talk about that, Team Fuego getting wiped right here. Good stuff by them. And man, oh man, Laundromat sitting strong. Team 6 sitting strong. These guys are no joke, and they're still having a chance to win. Only 5 teams left. Paper Chasers still have a chance to win, but they only got 2 players. Superman can play spoilers if they want. Team 6 right here also can win it all. Minty with 2 players can still win it all. Of course, Laundromat, one of the strongest teams in this lobby, with the chance to win it all. Everybody here except one team, if I'm not wrong here. If Paper Chasers go out, we will see a winner. And right now they're only down to 1 man, and they might be going down very shortly if they can't revive this guy and get back into the fight. And they're gonna get pushed by another team coming right above, and it's gonna be a hard fight here if they can survive it. Barely surviving this situation. The madness for their ability for Paper Chasers to come in. Again, Team Superman are the only team that can spoil this whole tournament and keep it going. They can play spoiler and keep the tournament alive, but other than that, everybody on the lobby has a chance to win it all. We might see a winner very shortly in this next fight. Right now, I love it. I love it. I love it. The tension is thick. Again, it's playing smart, taking your time, knowing when to rotate on this last ring as it's about to close. Coming up shortly after round 5, this is where the madness goes. And this is every little step you take right now. Round 5, it's gonna cost you. Superman getting griefed. Yep, and it's not looking good for them. They're really in trouble here. And I like what I'm seeing by Team 6. They're comfortable behind this jet, and they could possibly just relax here for a little bit until they find a better rotation spot. And it doesn't matter what they do, they're gonna have a team on their back. Team Laundromat sitting very comfortable. Team 6 also comfortable.
It looks like Maniacs just got eliminated.
Yep, they got eliminated, and it's only 4 teams left, and that means the grand finale is happening. And until Superman team is out, fully out, guys, they have a chance to spoil the lobby. And if they don't go down, they win this, that'll be insane. But he's only one player by himself. Not much that he can do unless he pulls out some miracle clutch play in a second here. We will see. It's looking like Laundromat wants to go after Team 6, and they're going to be fighting here. This is a good fight. The top 2 teams who performed very well today are going at it, trying to figure out who's the man of the house, who has the power, who could do what it takes. So far, so good. And right now, Paper Chasers just trying to survive. One of their players get melted, and it's not looking good for them. Superman staying back, ratting it out, holding their position for the moment. They're gonna have to rotate when Team 6 rotates, so this bombardment might not be good for Team 6 as they go. And you're looking at this right now. Team 6 getting hit from behind. Superman team is down, and that's it, folks. There's gonna be a winner. Team Chaser, Team 6, or Laundromat. This is the grand finale, exactly what you wish for. Game 5, grand finale. Can Team 6 pull it off, or will Laundromat come back and take care of it? They lose 2 players. Laundromat going down bad, and it's looking like Team 6 is about to win it all, and they do. Team 6 are the champions of tonight's tournament. Congratulations to Team 6 with an amazing performance all night long, and they proved to be the best of the best, ending it all so well. Incredible stuff right there. We're gonna take a quick replay and watch this finish. They were in the high ground, and they were getting griefed with Gibby's ultimate defensive bombardment. A lot of aerial strikes hurting them. They had to heal back up. Underneath them, they had a team, one player ratting it out. Then they had Laundromat in front of them and Paper Chasers to the left of them, and they had to survive all of that situation while trying to win this thing. So it got a little bit hairy and insane. As you can see, they started to grief Paper Chase. Then they jumped down. When they jumped down, we turned over to look at Superman trying to hit him from behind there, ratting it out. It really was no type of survival for Superman team there. They did well trying, though. But Team 6 clearing them out and then pushing the pace to get in to where Laundromat was, with Paper Chasers both griefing each other, trying to figure out what is happening in this scenario. And man, it got very hairy very quickly. A lot of Gibby bubbles, as you can see, being popped. And sometimes it's all about that heal, how fast you can get yourself back in order by shield swapping the fastest way, or just popping one of those cells. And right now, we're watching Laundromat, the team who were about to get pushed by Team 6. And what's wild about this is that at the same time, Paper Chasers were pushing also. So Team 6 pushes in, Paper Chasers help them basically push out Laundromat, but Paper Chasers also getting griefed in this scenario and basically changing the whole game, because even though Laundromat got 2 players down, they could have put up some type of fight. But in this scenario, with multiple teams on you, with the scenario getting down to the wire, it was a wrap for them. And then the last fight was Paper Chasers versus Team 6, and caught healing. One of the worst things you can do in a gunfight is be healing. And there it is. Team 6, you watch it in slow motion, showcase what it means to be the champions of Champions Legacy tonight. And that makes them eligible for the majors. They have moved on. Congratulations to them. And I want to thank all of the teams for coming by and hanging out. We're gonna stick around and do a post show, and I'm gonna talk about a couple of different things coming up and some special things also. But I just want to take a second to give out my co-host his first time coming by, Kylesworth. Any last words before we go, Kyle, before you get out of here?
No, I'm just gonna say they did play that amazingly. Amazing shots on them, and they had really good discipline just to hold it and just chill all the way up until the last little bit and just let everybody else push in ahead of them. They just played it really well.
Yeah, for sure, man. And thank you so much. You did a great job today for your first time casting, and you're welcome back at all times, man. We love the accent, so thank you very much, everyone. Have a good one.
Cheers, appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Kylesworth coming in the building. And thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank everybody that played today. I want to thank everybody who participated in all of our tournaments. See the one you envy, the backbone with the leaderboards. We're going to show that in a minute. She's doing that as we speak. But man, it's been a blast. It's been a good time. And we've done everything we can to give you guys the best possible showcase, and at the shortest time, where we are less than 3 hours, a tournament with amazing gameplay, with incredible players and teams, and we just did everything we can to give you guys the fun. And man, it ain't over. It ain't over. Tomorrow we having a double header. Check out this insane schedule. All right, and actually we don't even have tomorrow's tournament on this schedule. What is wrong with me, folks? Tomorrow, Saturday, there's 2 tournaments. If you want to play in them, feel free. Head over to our Discord. It's in the chat. We are streaming this on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and all of the places around the world, with thousands of viewers coming in and out, watching on and off today and every single time we host these. We are grateful for all of you guys coming by, whether you're on Twitch, hanging out with us on our main area to engage, and then whether you're on the other platforms just watching casually and enjoying. We are grateful. You are more than welcome to come to the Discord. All right, look up courtbattleleague.com, go to our website, and you'll be able to find all the answers there, because our Discord will be linked, and you'll be able to come in and get involved, play in these tournaments. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, we have a tournament, and tomorrow night at 8 p.m., same time as today, we will have another tournament for you guys, free of charge. All are welcome. Whatever system you play on, whatever region you're in, everybody is welcome. And man, it was a good night, guys. I gotta tell you, going to game 5 always excites me, because it shows more teams and all of their past possibilities and their abilities to put in some work during the scenarios. So it's been an honor and a privilege, and man, we are just getting started. Next week we're going to do some arenas, just to talk about it again, private arena matches for you guys. We're going to set up a tournament and get that going for you guys also. So private arenas are pretty much going to be a series just like this, and we might actually make it so that you are eligible to enter into our majors through that tournament. And we're going to have the community discuss it on our Discord this weekend and this week, and then we'll have everybody basically confirm that. But we still going to run these tournaments regardless, as an extra way, and I want to play in them because I love arenas, and I think it'll be fun to see a competitive scene take over from there. Besides that, there's not much news besides Tuesday. The new stuff will come out. I'll probably run one if you want to watch on Tuesday. I'll run a small, quick, fun private arenas event, just casually to see how it feels, and then Wednesday we'll get it going for real. All right, so it was incredible to say the least. We're gonna look at the leaderboards in a minute and check everybody out when it's ready to go. And man, we are actually ready, getting a chance to look at these stats, man. And the best part about it, if we take a look, incredible stuff by all of these teams that played. All right, even the teams at the bottom of the bracket, like Shadow Rats, Team Humble, Ravens, these guys were 11th, 12th, and 13th, but these teams are top tier teams, and sometimes it's not your night. You can't perform as great as you should, but they have been incredible for our tournaments, and we really appreciate them very much. And let's talk about this top 10 players, right? Fuego, a brand new team. As a matter of fact, the 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10 are all new teams. There's a bunch of players that played in our events before. They created new teams and they put out a show for us, guys. It was really great stuff. I loved what I seen from them. Some very aggressive teams, some a little more passive and defensive teams. Great stuff. We seen Solar in game 4 save the lobby from being, you know, defeated, and they came back and showcased what they had. The Paper Chasers doing incredible, ended up in 4th place with 85. Minty Maniacs always performing well. Their team leader wasn't even in the game, and somehow they were top tier material overall. Incredible stuff by those guys. And then we have Laundromat, who we saw insane amount of skills and abilities, and they're just incredible the way they kept performing consistently. It's not easy to do in Battle Royale. You have a lot of ups and downs sometimes, and they did very well. And of course, the champions, the winners, the number 1 team for today, Team 6, they did great. You believed in them from the jump. You saw how well they performed on the first game, and you thought, wow, this team is special. Let's see what they have. And they came by and they put in the work necessary to win it all. And you got to be humble by that for tomorrow's events, basically, so you can be able to beat these guys to a pulp and take positions, because now the rest of the team still can be eligible to play tomorrow and try to win it all. So it was insane and amazing overall by every single team. And of course, our staff, which is See the One You Envy, my only real staff member. And then we got co-hosts like Kyle and Blowback Lady, and you know, we've had Rad, I am B-Rad. We've had a bunch of other guys like Picklesworth, well, not a bunch, only a few, come by and co-host with me, and we've had a really good time. So I just want to thank all of you guys, and this is just the beginning, guys. We got a lot more in store. So just to kind of point it out, there are some very business things that I haven't looked into, like the sponsorships and partnerships conversations that there are out there, and we'll see where we go with it. I want it to be gaming related only. I want to be able to do monitors and video games and PCs and gaming chairs and things like that. Amazing stuff from like Elgato and you name it. So we'll look into them in the near future. They've been kind enough to send me a couple of things in my lifetime, whether it was from LG, whether it was Elgato or Dell. Who else? Sony has also blessed me with many of the things, but we want to do something for the league specifically, not just my brand. So I'm gonna be looking into that sometime next week after all these events, maybe Monday morning. We'll get some news in a couple of weeks, because it always takes time to kind of politic that. But very comfortable, very happy, very beautiful, very great run today. Incredible stuff by everybody who's participated. And we will be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, all right, for the next tournament. That's not going to be on this channel. We want to give an organizer a chance. So you're going to go to our Discord, find out about that. But if you're going to come back tomorrow for my stream, which will be at 8 p.m. tomorrow night, pretty much giving y'all every single day of my life these past couple days, so you get every moment of me. All right, so come back, get involved. I hope y'all had a fun. I know I did. I really enjoyed it drastically. So I just want to send my love, peace, and thanks to everybody who's came by. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.